me will go start a channel and put someone like Lauren on the channel, knowing that it might get 10 times more views than what we do here. So, like, you're pimped and macked on. She has 50 live viewers because she put herself laid out on a bed with no titties.
But that doesn't mean I want to fuck her. I'm just saying it's
no.
Good for
I'm
business,
just saying that if she didn't have that and she was me up there doing whatever she's doing right now, there'd be no one watching. Have you seen Brian O'Shea streams? Have you seen Moose's? Have you seen anyone else's? What does she have that they don't have? I'll wait.
I don't know. That's what.
Right, you don't know. Well, I do, and it's real simple. It's filled with a bunch of simps like you putting emojis and beating their meat. It's claiming to be monogamous.
I never claimed I was monogamous.
Don't let that woman you got them children with hear that.
I don't have any children with that woman, dude.
Well, don't let her hear that either way. You just fucked up, bro. You're in trouble now. You better hope she don't listen to this shit.
Man, this is my house, man.
You're really now we're doing Ralph Crandom, King of the Castle. You are so fucked. You better hire a lawyer or something.
Don't need a lawyer. I'm not married.
Like, what was that you said about this being your house and you not being monogamous? Yeah, the papers are on the way. This is our house now, motherfucker. How's that sound?
I'd like to see that happen. Well, maybe not, actually. Come to think of it.
Oh, yeah. He said, rein it in, monogamy boy. Don't forget, I'm a trailer gorilla in a washroom smoking reefer. Don't try to do what the fuck I do. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I have the trailer. I just have to pipe it up a bit and, make it, pimp it. And then, sacrifice everything I have and go and live in it somewhere on some.
Hey, bro, I'm going to put up the woman who you're supporting her broadcast career. Let's watch it together. All the emoji.
Right. I was in law school with these people well enough.
Please no. OTW's really into this concept.
It was just excuses with him.
She
Anything
is
so
cute,
that he
though.
have to do work. I swear to God.
So you're doing it again. You're back to she is
I'm
cute.
doing it on purpose, man. I know.
No, you're not. You're just revealing. Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, I'm revealing myself, Paul.
No, she is cute. I'm just kidding. Yeah. We're doing the JK.
Are you a vegan?
Are you a vegan?
No. Ooh. Did you wash your hair today? So yeah, that's an interesting question. So I'm trying to only wash my hair once every few days, like because I used to wash my hair every day, and that's not
anybody care about this shit.
Like twice a week to once a week.
Here goes Flow State now. Flow State, get all the hate out, man, because we've been waiting for a while for it to come out.
Come to think of it.
Thank you, sir. Just wait till I'm talking and then go ahead and blast right in there.
Yeah,
that's always fun. It's like a fun game. Like who can blast in and just cut people off first? Go ahead, OTW. Let me not talk while you're interrupting.
Yeah, right. Okay. So what was I going to say? I'm just come to think of it, just going to say that maybe I'd rather interview Verily because she seems to be a little bit more grounded. I'm not sure I'd be inclined to want to have a conversation about hair.
But this is the thing, right? Is when you're like picking a woman and you got to remember, okay, like you're doing the hole in your head, fucking them, and then you got to talk to them before and after. So just picture, like, go ahead. I want you to go take 3 minutes right now, masturbate, and kind of just clear out that inner space. And then I want you to listen back, right? I'm going to have Verily talk to you, and I'm going to have her talk. And you tell me who you want to spend the rest of the night with in the bed, cuddling, or whatever you monogamy boys do, right? Watching Netflix, horrible fucking shows that you hate but won't tell her, right?
I'll answer that now. I mean, I don't need you to do all that for me. I'm just gonna say I think it would be Verily, unequivocally.
What's wrong with this slow state person down there with the shifty, dark black eyes and bizarre blinking pattern? Another person you wouldn't want to let your children around. What's with his characterization of squatting in a laundry room, right? Did you not hear? Did you not see? I'm at least a trailer gorilla now. I have all that. I could go be there. Just debt-free, just hanging out. AC pumping and all that, right off the sun. Yeah, I could do that. I'm not doing that right now. I'm choosing not to. I don't need to squat in this laundry room. Okay,
Dude, I have a really big laundry room though. Like there's
that's
room
a
enough
good
for.
point. I didn't think of
Yeah.
that. But no, still no, right?
Oh,
Because I
okay.
just picture that your house has a funny smell to it. I don't know why, but either way, I don't want to be there because you're there, right? And don't take that personal. Um, so yeah, this laundry room has great acoustics. Okay, it's very cozy. And again, the house is being sold, so I'm not going to just walk around the house smoking reefer when people are coming to look at the house to buy it, because that might, these white people, it upsets them. So it's a middle ground. I've basically, put my foot down and taken over the laundry room. So and let's be honest, the reefer goes through all at the house anyway, but we find a middle ground, right? It's her house, she wants to sell it. Common sense dictates to me I probably shouldn't do that anyway. So I just go, okay, that makes sense, and I'll go in here. I didn't have to be here either, right? I chose to be here, oddly enough. Again, I could have just enjoyed the luxury of my beautiful trailer area enclosure. So I did this for the people because the power situation for the slave link and all that, right? Like I didn't know what I wanted to do. Do I want to do slave link? Do I want to wait a couple months for everyone to just get on the land because they're going to be there with the septic and the power and the slave link? So I said, well, to continue the broadcast, I can go back that way, hang out over there, and hurry up and wait as I've been doing. You slow state, okay, I don't even want to really insult you by just pointing out the truth of you and your relationship with that woman. Okay, it was a complete embarrassment the other night. Antoine's now going to do soft black underbelly and use you white people as material and do whole segments probably for an hour on you and your meth abuse, your horrible relationships with men and women, you being poor and broke and seemingly having no talents, abilities, skills, or really anything redeemable by all appearances. And you're cool with that. You're not only cool with that, you saw that as a benefit to you. Hey, let me go in front of Black Daddy and parade myself as some circus freak and see if I can generate attention for my horrible channel and lifestyle. Isn't that special? So, and you did that because of me again, like what you all keep forgetting. I'm your daddy, first and foremost, because you wouldn't know Anton or you wouldn't be in the conversation or you wouldn't have gone up there at all if it wasn't for me and everything else going on. So you're a bunch of follower slaves pretty much everywhere in your life. And then you had the balls to let Antoine say you were an expert at legal lawful stuff because you've like been arrested doing drugs. What you should have said was, oh, I don't know jack shit about life. Who does, though, is Daddy Paul Unslave, who I'm watching day in and day out and sit next to. If you had any fucking wherewithal or understanding of life and who and what you are and who and what I am, that's what you would have said. Just like Brian O'Shea and all the rest. You'd have fucking put my name into the conversation, not your horrible channel where there's nothing to see except embarrassment. Just a thought. Right? Again, everyone just kind of forgets what we're all doing here, where this is all supposed to go, what they could be a part of versus what they want to be a part of because they think they're going to be overnight celebrities like Twista. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to play that song for all of you again, Twista, overnight celebrity, because that's what you're looking for. And you'll like fucking give up all your dignity and all your common sense to get to it. And self-respect as well, right? Because you have no self-respect. If you did, you'd know your role and your position and say, I'm horrible at pretty much everything. Paulie's pretty good at what he does in a lot of areas. I'm there every day, taking up fucking space, contributing little to nothing. Maybe I'll make the conversation about him a little bit. No, it's just all about you and your horrible life and mating rituals and lifestyle. To be a chimpanzee exhibit. And you all do the same thing here too. So really, what's the difference? You just found a new, like the stream says, Anton is the best Black Daddy. I think we've come to that conclusion. Some folks have said he's a deceiver, but you folks, pretty much, you're on record. He's the best Black Daddy, and you're gonna keep going there and embarrassing yourself. Your thoughts, Austin Murphy, on just anything in general?
I just wanted to get on the stream because they're about to raid some person's apartment right now.
Right. So where is he getting this narrative? He mocked you there, mocked you here, then blocked you. You must have not have been listening. He didn't.
Oh shit,
He
they got him.
didn't. Okay. So someone's getting raided now.
Yeah, they got fucking SWAT out here and shit.
We can't see anything.
Well, I'm not gonna get too close.
Why
All
not?
right.
You can
Coward.
do it.
8 feet. Coward. 8 feet.
Coward.
Come on,
You're
Austin.
Officer Murphy, man. You got a right to be there. You're a public servant.
Like he's
You
looking
trying
at
to
me.
tamper with a witness, officer?
I'm just trying not to get fucking shot.
True that.
Yeah, I guess that's a good reason to be a coward, kind of.
I find running at them in an aggressive manner works very well.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell what's going on. It's horrible coverage.
Yeah, flip the phone sideways so you'll get a full screen. There we go. Now you're talking.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Get over there, man.
Come on, you're reporting, dude. You're reporting on Unslavia, man.
I'd be careful. They
Well,
like
you got a
shooting
drug
down.
dog with you.
Calm down. You're really insane.
You could get ugly.
It's fucking drugs, man. Probably.
I want to be
Unpaid parking ticket.
very nice people. Somebody's getting dick right now.
Somebody's in trouble.
Ooh, you in trouble.
All right. Well, this is going nowhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Womp,
Right.
womp, womp.
Slow Steve is talking like a white woman again.
This guy's saying that apparently some guy has a machine gun.
Nuh-uh.
Crazy.
Oh no, not a machine gun.
Wait, he's in the back of the car?
Let him have the machine gun as long as he's not doing harm.
You could say it was an AR.
I don't know. I'm not trying to get fucking shot though.
You'll live.
Breaking slave news. Sorry to interrupt your broadcast, Paul.
Alcock clips.
Great stuff, Murphy.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, for the record, I just wanted to state that I would have had the opportunity to go over to Anton's, and I didn't even do that. And
Right.
considering the numbers and all that stuff and what it could do, I haven't even like piped up to do that. I mean, I haven't even rounded up the balls enough to go click on that link. I mean, But if I went there and made him fool myself, then I'm the one who's be laughing stock. So fuck it, man. I'm not even gonna take the chance. I'll stick with Bro Sanchez for now.
What's up, man? Huh? Who? That guy over there? That cop? And wait, the black dude in the red?
Over text and whatnot. And so I was really excited. I went from Beijing to Shanghai. I went out near OC trip. And he was great. And so anyway, I hung out with him and his girlfriend like the entire time I was in China. He got me plastered every night.
But
It was
she's
so
boning
bad. I
Chinese
nearly
billionaires.
missed my Oh my God, that's a whole story. So hanging out with him and his girlfriend, and she has this little Pomeranian. She's with this Pomeranian everywhere. She even takes it to dinner, like nice dinners. And one time we were at dinner and she ordered dog. And I go, excuse me, you eat dog? And she goes, oh, not my dog. I see, not your dog, but you're going to eat dog in front of your dog? So that was a trip to me. Oh my God. Yeah, that was such a fun trip. Like 2 hours before I was supposed to go from China to Thailand, 2 hours before my flight, I wake up still drunk from the night before in a province that I had never even heard of. And I'm in the wrong province, not even like where my airport is, don't even know where my hostel is. Also, keep in mind, you don't have cell phones.
Are you enjoying this, OTW?
You can't just like Google search your hostel.
No.
My phone was a brick. I had to figure
Fucking
out.
cringe.
I did make it. I figured it out. The key is looking for white people to translate.
This is like chalkboard
live in
nails on a
Asia,
fucking
who
chalkboard,
therefore
man.
know both Chinese
really bad.
and English. That was the only way to get by. But it was a great time.
It was such a great time. We had so much fun.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was totally plastered.
Her hair
Let's
color
take
is
a
all
selfie.
wrong.
I do have a
She
cash
should be
app.
blonde.
And
Seriously.
if you send me a cash app, what should we do? If you send me a cash app, what? I have to do a dance for you? Cash
Yeah,
app.
like if you just like give me money,
If you
I'll
send
just
me a
like
cash
shake
app,
my
I will
ass and dance for you.
1000% answer.
But I'm like
jokes
really
and
like
give
a
them,
lawyer.
extra time.
I'm a lawyer.
Not
But if
really.
you
I can't
give me
really
like
think of
$5,
anything
I'll
to
like strip for you. I don't know.
incentivize the
What?
cash app more
Wait,
other
what?
than please love me.
Did I say that?
If you want
Look
to,
at my
but
bits.
honestly, if you don't, I'm having fun just
I
talking
don't know,
to you
like
guys
maybe
as
you give
well.
me a cash app, I blow you. Whatever. Wait, what?
Oh,
Did I
that's
just
so
say that?
sweet. I don't know anything about you though. Did you see that some girl flashed her tits on whatever podcast? Yeah, I heard about that. I did. I don't want to say too much, but I think that they're going to try to prevent that in the future. Lauren, indica, hybrid, or sativa? Easy, indica. Usually, indica is highest THC level anyway. Some people like swear by hybrids. I hate hybrids. I cannot understand why people are like, it's like taking an upper and a downer at the same time. And I guess some people are into that, but I just want to either be chill or I want to be hyper. And usually I don't want to be hyper when I'm on weed. Like I don't, maybe if I'm going out that night, I'll smoke a little sativa, but
No idea what he's talking about.
indica is just
How
like
long is
way
this gonna
way
last,
more my
though,
jam.
really?
I'm not
What do you
very
mean,
crazy
bro? You were in her
person,
chat
actually.
giving
I do,
emojis
like,
and
when I
support.
go out, I usually just want to go home.
Yeah, but I'd have a
So
line of
bad.
questioning if ever I'd interview
and
her. You know,
chill.
like
And
I'd direct the
doesn't mean I want to
conversation.
be by
I
myself.
wouldn't
though.
let her go off
Like
on
I
talking
usually want
about
to
this
be
dumb
surrounded
shit.
by like
Oh,
two
so
or
like it
three
would get better
people
if
that
you
I
had a
feel
line of
comfortable
questioning.
with, and I just want
Well,
to
I
chill.
did it with
That's
Martin
all I ever
Likey. I
wanna
don't
do.
see why I wouldn't be able to do it with her.
What's with that Henry?
OTW, did you just say you want to do it with her?
Henry was fired. Fired.
Yeah, but that would it would be like just that, you know, like
He
you
is
know, like a
fired.
doll, you know, like
Would you let
doll
Rebel
like that.
clip you? Yes, I would love it. And if Rebel did it, I would be so happy to give
I'm one of
him
them
credit.
guys who would
Like,
just use
anyone
her
who
and dump
clipped
her
me,
after.
make a thumbnail saying
So if
edited
there was
by
a fleshlight
so-and-so,
Laguna
and then
creature,
I
you would be
will
all about
also
it?
include that. I will also include I will give you credit.
Not too
Just
familiar
join my
with the
Discord,
flashlight thing there,
leave
but
me
whatever.
a clip.
Well,
and
it's
a
not too hard to
thumbnail with
figure
your
out. I mean, it's a
giving yourself
flashlight.
credit,
It looks
and I
like
will post
something,
it.
and
Africa, dope. Yes, I'm very excited. That's a strong R in. Yeah, I say retard. I have no problem with saying the word retard.
wait
I
a
think
second.
that
Where did she
language
get
has been
fucking
censored.
tits?
You know, I don't. I
'Cause
don't
you
like
weren't
the
looking
constant
there
changing
before.
of language and constant censoring.
No,
of
in the
words,
other picture, if you pull it
especially
up, she
when,
looked like a Bud Light commercial.
I'm not even trying to mean it in a bad way. What's this? This isn't Ask Me Anything, Rada. You can ask me anything.
She
But
wears
the
those
title
things at
is
the.
You see?
impressive. What was your
You ever
favorite
been to like
place
Burlington
you've
Coat
been or
Factory? When you go to
top
check
3?
out, they got like
I
cheap
love
fake tits in
Israel.
the
Like,
the box.
beautiful.
I think she threw those.
Dead Sea was
Oh
amazing.
yeah.
That's
Extra
false
padding.
advertisement.
It's got a really tight bra, guys.
Japan,
Just like
probably.
makeup. Makeup is false advertisement too.
Hey, are you gonna like pay her to do
People in
something?
Japan
Anybody
are
gonna
so
give her like $2 and see if she does something?
kind, so unbelievably kind. Really
Like, maybe she'll perform a grooming ritual.
That
I would give that money to a homeless person on the side of the road first.
Or like I got off the plane to Japan and I was looking for my little.
At least they're
hotel,
gonna get hammered with
and I
it,
just
and
asked
I
somebody,
know
you know,
what
with
is gonna
Google Maps,
happen.
because you have Google Maps.
This is what I
I
mean.
was like,
All
oh,
you
you
guys
know, like
gotta
which
stop
direction I
giving this
walk.
person attention
And this person just
and
grabbed my
pretending like
suitcase
she's
from
a
me,
good
and I was like trying to pull
broadcaster
it back, and they
just
go,
because
oh,
you're
no.
like
And
attracted
they
to her or
took my
whatever, because
suitcase
then they start thinking
and
they're
carried
interested,
it to the hostel.
right?
Walked
You're
with me
confusing her
the
to think she's
entire way.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you got to bait them somehow, man.
Like if you, that's the only problem. If you ask for
You're like,
help
if
in
you just
Japan,
told her, hey, you're
they
like
will
really
not
boring and
stop helping
uninteresting,
you.
and I don't
You're like,
support your
okay,
broadcast
I don't
career,
want your
but
help anymore, please.
you know,
They will
as
not
you
stop
say, you
helping you
want
until they feel like you have been fully
to
helped.
defile her, I guess,
So,
as if that
really, like,
hasn't
I
already
don't know.
happened
So I
over
guess,
and over again. So
I guess
just be
Israel,
honest, right?
Japan,
Say, hey,
and
you're horrible personality and broadcaster. I just want to have sex with you.
I'm gonna say
It's pretty much your only value.
It's
There you go.
beautiful there.
That sounds
Why is she holding
interesting,
her
sir.
microphone? Because I want to.
I might look into that.
Why you should do a stream with Legal Mindset? Maybe that would be cool. I'd be down.
Yeah, the tone of her voice, and it
It's
sounds
not a
like she's
microphone.
speaking
Yeah,
at like
it's not a
1.5.
microphone,
Like it
Idiot.
sounds like
a
it's
microphone.
sped up. It's
How will I get
annoying.
trafficked by the Muppet?
It's funny. I saw Moose in
Hola,
her
¿cómo
chat
estás?
there.
Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Are folks gonna go over there and tell her she has a daddy? Paul
¿Tú hablas
Enslaved is her
español?
daddy, and
No
you
hablo
watch her get all
Oh, muy
twisted
bien.
and confused.
Estoy muy mal que hablar en español, pero yo necesito practicar más.
Would you be willing
Yo
to be in the new
quiero
Bud Light
practicar
model?
Mi tía hablan español
Oh,
más
no.
mejor que yo. Yo, Lauren.
She
yo
has
too,
a
let
strange,
me see OnlyFans.
strange
I do not have an
resemblance to
OnlyFans.
Dylan Mulvaney.
However, if you want to waste your money, feel free to send me Cash App. Thank you. And I'll do it.
Oh my God.
Did she just
Thank
shake
you.
the
I'd appreciate
silicone?
it. We could hang
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
We can hang out.
Why are we doing
And also,
this,
you
Paul?
couldn't.
I don't understand. She said I was uncivilized and
Good luck trying. I was
unsophisticated,
super
had no
tired
class,
stash before you
and now
even
she's
got
shaking her tits for
there.
cash
Why was
apps
Henry fired? Because
on
he
YouTube.
stole all my money and left.
And she's a lawyer,
Yeah, and
apparently.
then deleted my AdSense account, which is why I'm no longer monetized. Are you an introvert? I think so.
Oh, she's no longer
Yes.
monetized and failing
People
rather
can be
quickly, and now she's so
introvert
desperate
means that
she's
you get
wanting
your
to strip
energy
on
from being
YouTube for.
alone, and a lot of
for
times
Cash
I
App.
do, but then I do get
This is
lonely
really
as well,
pathetic
and
and
I don't know if
embarrassing.
introverts feel like the need
Next,
to go
it's going to
out.
be
A lot
yoga
of
with
times I'll feel
Laguna.
like the need to go out. And so
No,
I'll go
Anton
out,
with
but
Laguna.
usually once I'm out for 20 minutes, I'm like, oh, I want to be back home. I don't know if that's what an introvert is, but that's how I
Then
feel.
it'll be an
Who's Henry?
OnlyFans.
He's a piece of shit, and he's gone.
No, she said
Anyway.
before that she didn't
Are
want to
you
open
looking
an
for someone
OnlyFans.
to edit your videos? Yeah.
Well,
yes,
sometimes you
I'm
do
still working
stuff
on the
for money
documentary
that you
Henry
don't
left me in the
normally
lurch
think
for,
that would be
that he
normally,
swore up and down that he was,
acceptable.
I'm
That's
not
what
gonna talk
failure
about it. I'm not
is.
gonna talk about him. Okay, yes, but please join my Discord if you want to help me with editing. Join my Discord, message me. I'd love that. And
I
Discord
could
link is in
edit
my
it by
community page.
shutting it down.
Why so fascinated with Antarctica? Or just like, yeah, I'd love to visit all 7 continents.
Give me
and
the
then I
keys,
get the particular
Laguna.
fascination with Antarctica is only a few people can go. You're really only supposed to be able to go if you're doing like some sort of expedition. It's very restricted. So just kind of being in a place that I'm not supposed to be, and also kind of I want to figure out why it's so restricted. That sounds so weird to me. Yeah. I guess that I could also say I would want to visit the Arctic, right? That would be kind of cool too, with the Northern Lights. That'd be fun. But I hate the colds. That's the only problem. I hate the cold. Wow, she is way behind in chat. Am I really? Ooh, fuck. I know, I'm trying. I'm looking for all the question marks. Do you want someone to edit your videos for you? Yes, I do. Come to my
Moose,
Discord.
ask her if she was
Have you
cleaning
ever
that
been to South
hotel.
Korea? No, but I was just going to say, I would love to go to North Korea, but I know they're not a fan of the Jews there. My mom is convinced that one guy in North Korea that
Oh my
She should go to
God.
Saudi
She's
Arabia.
Yeah, you can't go to fucking North Korea, retard.
Is she Jewish for
Oh
real?
no, she's not
Jewish.
washing her hair anymore. This
Oh
is
my
the
God.
second comment on my hair
Okay,
not
I'm
being
outta here.
washed. Nice. Yes,
I'd love to
I
go
am
to a
trying
country
to
that's
wash
illegal
my
to go
hair only
to.
once or twice a week because it is healthier for you. I put
How do
dye
you try to
in it.
wash your hair once
Yes,
or
it looks
twice a week?
greasy
Isn't that
still,
like something you're
but
just supposed to do?
No,
I'm my
it
best,
means
y'all.
that she used to wash her hair every
I
day.
did shower. I
Like,
literally just got out
until
of
I
the
started
shower.
going to the gym, I
But,
used to
I
wash
just
my
did a
hair like once a
conditioner
week
and dry
because
shampoo.
it is better for your hair.
Whatever, I don't care. Y'all.
Okay.
Who is your daddy? This is part of the reason that I think he's a cult leader.
Score!
Clip that shit.
Uses familial language to refer to yourself. Would you be willing to be the new Bud Light model after Dylan?
Getting triggered.
Yeah.
Continue
no,
the
thank
campaign.
you. No, thank you.
So Paul's not
Trying to catch up. Chat. Okay. Panels versus IRL. Do you think panels are not as fun?
Do you
It's
think
just
she
one big phone call,
realized that
right?
that was a similarity
I just
thing
think that
with
they
Dylan?
are. No, I think they're fun. I think they're fun. I just think they always turn into drama, and I always think that you kind of like max out on who can enjoy your content, because I just feel like if you don't know the person that the panel is making fun of, then I don't know.
Yes, me.
It's not my thing. It's kind of like a group call for everyone to listen to.
Yeah.
Then
Can
why
you show
don't
us
you
your
come up
feet?
on your panel, Paul? If that's the
Thank you for-
case.
Thank you for speaking for me, because that's what I wanted to say.
Please don't do that again. I don't know what, because I'm so far behind in chat, which I know pisses you off. Are you single? Okay, Henry scammed you? Yes, Henry scammed me big time. I am single. I did just start talking to somebody.
She doesn't seem to be
So
really
I
convinced.
talked to Henry weeks ago, and I said, if you were smart, you get away from that goofy bitch, because she doesn't know how to move right, and obviously you can't get her right. And so he probably scammed the goofy bitch and ran off, because he already knew she was going to scam him and run off, because there's no honor among thieves and reprobates and infidels. So he seen that coming, and he made the move first. So Henry, I guess, is a player. He got in and got out, knew where it was going, said, I'm going to get you before you get me. That's how these people roll, man. That's how lawyer scum roll. So you should have expected that, Lauren.
But I'm single. Well, so we'll see. Okay. No. Does Lauren enjoy it? I do not, actually. That is a great question. Edibles have like a different, they're actually a different chemical component, because when you swallow the THC, the way that your body breaks it down, it's going to release different chemicals in your brain than just the THC and the CBD. And also the effect is delayed. The thing I really enjoy about smoking is you feel it instantly, and then it also goes away rather quickly. Whereas with edibles, you have no control over how long it lasts, and it almost never affects me as strongly, and it hits at a
Doesn't she
random
prosecute
time.
people for weed?
When I want to feel a certain way, I want to feel a certain way, and then I want to stop.
Yeah, she needs it to hit
I like to have control over it. So
more
I'm not a fan of
consistently.
edibles. Are you serious right now? Serious as a heart attack? Did you pay Henry? Yeah, actually I did. I paid Henry 40% of everything I made. He got 40%, but now he has 100%. So
what's 40% of nothing? What are you making over there? And now you're not even monetized. That's why you're fucking begging, talking all that shit on me. To see what you get coming over here 8 months ago, whatever it was, saying I'm poor and I'm broke and I got no job. Fucking Henry ran off with everything, played you. Now you're fucking shaking your titties. I can't believe this shit. Fast forward 8 months, she's shaking her titties on fucking a YouTube live for like $2 cash apps.
Somebody
You're literally blowing up as much as possible. She came into this saying she's a legal, lawful person. And there's no evidence of that either. Her being a lawyer or any of this shit. This is what these people do. Just watch them and watch it all unfold, and it's a long game, and then you see how full of shit most people are.
Joke's on me. When can I take Lauren to a fine dinner? If you want to take me out for dinner, I'll take it. I'll go to dinner. We could get some Wagyu. Nobody is allowed in Antarctica. I know, right? Did you see the Mr. Beast video on Antarctica? No, I didn't, but I'll check it out. This means that you are an ambivert. Okay, very
Paul,
cool. I
I
haven't
think
even
you
heard
should
that term
start
before. That's
talking
awesome.
like that as a
Shocker,
normal. It
letting some
might
guy
be
from across the world
bringing
who you've
more
never
viewers.
met be
Maybe
part
that's
of
what it
your
is.
YouTube money, right? I know. Yes, it was dumb. What is your Discord? It is on my community page, and it is like just nice people helping me out with my channel, and it's awesome. I really like the people in my Discord. It is very fun. And Rod, I'll unban you. Are you single? Yes. Collab with good logic. I'd be down. I would do collab. And we have
It
a on
depends
my
who's
Discord,
asking,
we also
right?
have a collabs idea. So if you have any idea for someone that I should collab with, aw, thank you. I was actually getting really like
Just a panel, a chat full of
for a
simpers,
second. So thank you. That's really sweet.
simping and tricking.
Can someone buy her a microphone lesson so she doesn't look like a fool? I'm not holding my microphone. If you were here earlier, you would know what I'm holding. What is the okay, all right.
Oh no.
Morning, hold on. So if you don't tell people that you're Jewish, how will they know? I mean, I did interview my own grandma, who's a Holocaust survivor, on my channel. So I think people are aware of my Jewishness. I'm not a sneaky Jew. Very open
Just
Jew.
lost every single bit of credibility.
Are
that
you
she
more in
had,
favor of Trump or Biden?
well, the little
Trump.
that she
Trump
had.
all the way. And it's nice to see you here, Serpentity. Or some other candidate for this upcoming election, and can you explain? Yeah, I'm a Trump fan.
Oh my God.
I have said in the past that I was DeSantis. I would definitely prefer DeSantis or Trump over Biden. That being said, I think I prefer Trump. What I don't like about Trump, I don't like his antics. I don't like since he's been out of office, he's done some like really stupid things, like a crypto coin, and he's called Ron DeSanctimonious. He's shit on Kayleigh McEnany. Like he's done not so great things, which I really don't like. But at least he's not a statist, and at least he can't be bought. That's how I feel. And I don't think he's corrupt, and I don't know if I could trust. I like some of what DeSantis does. However, he's been a lifelong politician. My cousin went to Yale with him, and doesn't trust him, and so I just have reasons to distrust him.
All right, numbers
yes, no
dropping
longer here.
Numbers are dropping. I hope you got enough OTW, but if I continue, it's going to
I'm good, man. I'm really, really good. Thank you for that, sir. You really helped me. Yeah, thank you. Yes, it's going to give me something to sleep on tonight. I'll be waking up tomorrow morning and being, ready for my broadcast, and, realizing that, what you're saying is absolutely correct, and that, I will reflect on that in the near future.
Right. You could look forward to that 24/7, 365. If you court Lauren, you can have your own private version of that.
Yeah.
Like a private dancer, dancing for money.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I'd let her represent me in court.
Oh, Chris, no.
Why? She'd just go shake her tits at the judge and he'd be all about it.
Yeah, I guess maybe you have a point there, Nubs.
Yeah, she comes with a campaign contribution.
But
All right, let's get final words and get out of here. I'm over it.
I'm out.
All right, we'll see you later, Murphy.
Another great show. I'm glad Jack showed up. Let us know he's okay. Sucker. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, Mr. Wizard.
All right, so I have a question for you, Paul, before you go around the rest of the panel. I imagine you were present with the Z and I interaction, and you know what he requested of me for the time slot. What do you think about that, sir? I would like to have your opinion if you have one.
What's the abridged version of it?
Well, you know, Zetetic Warrior would like for me to go live after his show, or like in his words, very, you know, I'll paraphrase. You know, it would be like war. You know, like if I didn't comply, because you know he would. Anyway, so it's somewhere around that. There, I'm like I said, I'm paraphrasing. So, but
Yeah, I mean,
anyway.
I guess.
Go ahead.
You know, when I look at it, I go, we could structure it, and then sometimes it won't be that, in which case it'll overlap. So, yeah, I guess let the war of the broadcasts commence. You know, let everybody do what they're going to do, because there's a live audience, and then after the fact. So, you know, I could just be egoic about it and say that no one should broadcast as long as I'm broadcasting. But, you know, how far would that get us in the conversation? So, yeah, I mean, folks are going to either show up live if they want to be wherever, or they're compelled to stay once they come, or go to another one.
Why are you being so nice to everybody? Why don't you just tell him to stop being a bitch and do what he's supposed to do? If you want to have your show at 8 o'clock in the morning, have your show at 8 o'clock in the morning. Who the fuck is he to tell you what to do? Who gives a shit what he cares, you know? If he wants to go to war, go to war. If you want to have your show at 10 o'clock, have it at 10 o'clock. Man up and do your shit. Like, don't let some other asshole tell you what you're going to do. You're the fucking OTW, dude. You decide when OTW news starts. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm saying the reality is even a lot of my own broadcasts could be whittled down and don't need to go on as long. And you're basically wasting everybody's time, energy, attention, including your own. And there probably could be more done on one panel at the right time with the right people than could be on these panels where we're pulling bits of the audience and panel members all over the metaverse. So, you know, again, it's just about how you choose to see it, yourself and your journey and what you're meant for and what's your destiny and what you want to create, and how you think it fits in with everyone else around you. You know, what is your lane? What is your role? And what do you want to do? You know, and then you got to explore that. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, you see, like if I center myself, what you're saying, I agree with, but my ego agrees with Moose. So I'm stuck between my ego and my.
I know he's being like the angel on your shoulder, and I'm the devil on your shoulder, telling you to fuck it, like go for it. But the thing is honestly, I was talking about people working together and actually doing this shit right. So if you do want to do it right, maybe you should have some kind of offline conversation about what time, you know, and maybe he'll say, hey, OTW News is going live at the end or whatever. You guys could figure out the cupcake bullshit. But if it was me, I would just do whatever the fuck my heart told me to do and just go with it. Because if you're inspired to do it, then you're going to do it right. If you're not inspired, then just don't do it at all.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that I think everybody has to check in and recheck in. How much of this is meant for them in the way they're doing it? How much is meant maybe for the way it could be done a different way? And again, this may just be my ego and my sort of deference to what I do and create here. But I go, why the fuck would you even want to compete with me, or Zetetic Warrior, or he compete with me? Or it just, if I'm in their position, I go, let me jump on the Gorillas situation. You know, maybe restream it cross-platform, kind of stay away from his time slot as much as possible, because I'm going to draw away from you, right? If you're somebody who's getting 10, 20, 30 live viewers, it just makes sense to try to figure out my schedule and work around it if you see the value in that. If not, fuck me. Do what you want, you know, and what you're called to do. Again, I'm somebody who it's not going to change, because this is my calling. I have nothing else. A lot of motherfuckers have many other options, many other things they're good at that they're validated and they can make a living at. It might be their purpose. So I'm just living from right now. This is my purpose. It doesn't matter what anyone else does. I'm going to do what the fuck I do. And then I may see benefit to me and the other party for us to work around each other, because I don't want 10, 20, 30, 40 live viewers pulled over there to see the people who are usually here fight and argue about nonsense. But if that's their will and everyone's will, then let it be done. Like, who am I to interfere with that? If anything, I guess it just becomes healthy competition.
I do see the point in being concise too.
I want to answer that because when I actually try to make sure that I don't stream when you stream, and sometimes our stream overlaps because I start early and then I finish maybe around 2 or 3. It all depends on what time I started. But besides that, I really try to stay vigilant in that aspect because sometimes I want to participate in your panel. So it'd be ridiculous for me to be live if I want to be on your panel, right? So but you see, we're talking it out right now, and Zetetic came out with this arrogance that just it triggered my ego. So it just like, you motherfucker, I'll go live at 6 just to go do this opposite of what you asked me because you didn't ask me polite. You're a piece of shit about it. So that's the only thing. And then trying to pull that fucking hierarchy bullshit on me by saying that he's gonna surpass me and beat me like this was a fucking competition when I'm not even in competition with Zetetic. It's like, this is stupid.
Bro, he already won. Do you understand? He's in your head. He already won the battle.
But that's not the point. The point is I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. He's like, do I go with my ego or do I go with like...
Bro, he's fucking with you. He's fucking with you.
Well, maybe he is.
But he's also making a point at the same time. And that's the thing about Z and everybody here. We're all personalities, right? And so you got to take... Jesus. And you got to take it from everybody's different personality. Like Z, he's always going to come hard at you. He always comes hard at me. I just laugh at it. So do what you're going to do. If you want to work with them, like I said. If you don't want to, go against them. But let's make some content out of this. Let's make it a game and let's not make it a pity party. You know what I mean? You fire it up, fire the fucking grill up, and let's fucking have the cook off, man. Make it exciting.
Sounds good, but at the same time, like Paul is saying, Zetetic also mentioned it. He says we could avoid this, but at the same time, it's like as if he's threatening me in a sense. It felt like a threat. It felt like, if you don't agree with what I'm telling you, it won't go well for you.
So yeah, exactly, and that's the point. That's how the mob works.
This is where my ego comes into play and says yeah, let's see what the fuck will happen, man. I'm gonna fucking make 30,000 flyers, go to the post office, and fucking promote my channel with a QR code, and motherfucker, I'll beat you. You want to make this a competition? We'll see how far this goes, man. Let's see how far you're willing to go.
And this is where Moose comes in and says, "Shut up, stop talking, and just get to work, and let's fucking do this." I'm all about it. I'm all about you getting fired up, but I literally don't want to hear you bitch about it. This isn't the hen house. This isn't
I'm not bitching. I was asking for an opinion, Moose. I was asking for
all right, sorry. I wanted to know what as your producer, my opinion, as everybody's producer, failed producer, multiple times, I'm going to give you the advice that you don't need. I would say start at 8. And you don't have to do 8 hours, because that 8-hour show, how much is really good content that we really are giving the audience our full 100% gusto? Not very much. If you did it 4 hours, do you think you'd make less? Do you think you could add more content in 4 hours? Do you think your life would be easier if you took 4 hours of your life to go do something else outside? Maybe take some time to go jerk off for 4 hours, whatever you got to do.
I've actually been reducing my streaming time actually lately because I've noticed that, the last few hours aren't as productive as the whole show. So when I see everything starts to die down, I'd shut down. So I'm, reducing the time and trying to augment the quality of the show.
Gotcha, and it's not a critique at you, Patrick.
No,
it's just a critique in general.
I'm open to that. I'm open to that.
So he's open, Paul. He's open. He's already given his kingdom to you. You're the master of 2 kingdoms now, 3 kingdoms. I intend on invading the Lauren de Laguna creatures kingdom as well and turning the keys over to you as soon as I can.
All right, well, don't go too deep into her kingdom because it's been known to be very dark and dank in there.
Yeah, I heard one of my friends lost a Jeep in there.
Right.
Well, there was a few of my friends I heard they set out on an adventure, and after 2 or 3 weeks, we didn't hear from them, and we sent a search party. Never heard from the search party, and so now it's Moose's job.
You better go in there with a tank, man.
Listen, okay? Me and the Earth Fellow already started the Thousandaire Morning Show, which we may have to do on a third channel because I have a feeling it's going to take off and succeed immensely, in which case I can't have the Earth Fellow break bad on me. So I have to be almost in complete control. And, of course, you get the blessing of having me on a panel with you to go straight to the top. So there's your benefit and privilege. So if you just let me take complete control, and then you basically produce, the topics for the day. And I will expound on them in the way that I am so known to do. So the Thousandaire Morning Show is for poor, broke white people specifically. It's for everyone, but, it's geared toward poor, broke white people who aren't as good as the folks with millions of dollars, who are getting to the bag. So, if you're not a millionaire, you can at least be part of the Thousandaire Morning Show, and we'll cover various topics.
For the people that eat the off-brand Oreos.
Right.
Paul, my final thoughts. They're a great show. Have a great evening.
Thanks, brother. Have a good night. Now that we tucked Nubs in, it's time to tuck Patrick in. So, Patrick, I want to leave you with this, sir. You want to be a broadcaster in these streets, you got to learn who to align yourself with, who not to align yourself with, and when to get on the pot and shit, and when not to. So, sleep on it. Wake up tomorrow. Figure out what you're gonna do, and I'll actually help you out because I want to see some fire under your ass, and I like a little healthy competition around these streets.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, though, don't half-ass it. You see how I get it done. These folks want to be having the nerve to stream while I stream. I just fucking kick in the door. What the fuck are you slaves doing over here? What the fuck is this bullshit? Right? That's how you got to get it done. And then just suck all the energy out of the room and storm off back to your area.
Yeah, but it's funny when you did that the other day on my stream. I was like, oh yeah, that's how you do it.
Until I left, and then I'm sure it went right down the drain. So I come in, I give all the good shit, I pipe everyone up, I get the best out of everyone one way or the other, and I just fucking leave. I take everyone with me.
That's why today
I'm taking no prisoners.
I ended it before you left, man. Just so that's how I figured it. Okay, this is the point where usually Paul leaves and the whole thing goes to shit. So, all right, let's go.
Okay, so also I got to throw this out there too. Everybody in the community needs to stop using crutches. Stop fucking crutching it. Okay, stop using other people as crutches to keep your show going. If your show's only an hour long,
but you got wait. I'm gonna cut you off right there, Moose. I'm gonna explain something to you. All right. My role in my show is not to be a long-winded monologuer. All right. I realized what my position is in my own show. I am the announcer. You understand? I'm the guy who fucking announces the show, and then I produce the show, and then people come up and fucking do the show.
You're
right?
the guy at the circus that tells everybody like what's going on and stuff. I'm the guy who owns the circus. I'm the guy who owns the whole production. So,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
See, exactly. You do your job well.
This is my job. This is what I like doing, man. So the rest of this, this long monologue. If you guys want to see me go off on fucking monologues, you're not gonna get served because I don't really have any, dude, if you want me to monologue, I'd have to talk about art. I'd have to talk about art all day long.
You, Patrick.
I have to talk about fucking music all day long.
You're making me feel guilty over here, Patrick.
About things that I know about. I'd have to talk about cement.
Patrick, I'm starting to feel bad. Now you're going to stay up all night. Now I can see it. The wheels are churning. You're going to be up trying to plan the best show of your life, and you're going to sleep in tomorrow, and you're going to miss the mark. And then you're going to say, you're going to be pissed off at yourself, but you're going to say, oh, I decided that I didn't want to go on at the same time as Z. But you know damn well that you're going to stay up all night trying to make the best show of your life. So I'm sorry for doing that to you, brother. I feel guilty about it, but I can see the wheels are churning. Verily sees the wheels turning. If you don't come out with a good show tomorrow, you're fired. I'm firing you.
Yeah, I'm gonna need the vacation, I think. If I don't own up to my yeah, I agree with you, man. I accept the firing thing.
Anyways, I'm all fired up
No,
tonight,
I'll
and
go on a 4 day break like Talcott.
I'm gonna hold you to it too. And if you don't do it, I'll invade. I'll invade with more trolls than you've ever seen in your life. All right. Anyways, Paul wants to leave. He's had a whatever he's doing is doing. I'm just gonna sit here until he kicks me out.
So he wants to leave, but he's dropping a link to StreamYard in the chat, right? So he wants to leave.
Yeah. Anyways, man up and get your shit together tonight, and let's ball down tomorrow. That was my whole point. If you're gonna go at Z, if Z's gonna go at you, let's make it the best content people on the metaverse have seen in a long time. Because this whole Brian O'Shea thing, as much as Brian O'Shea fucked up, it's not funny. It's not funny enough, and there's not enough content there for me to actually make it funny enough. He just sucks. So you need to pull through for me.
Okay.
Look, I don't have titties, all right? I can't sit here on the metaverse and start like shaking my ass and like showing my bikini line and having you drool over me, all right? I just need you to do the work and you know, we're going to fucking hit a home run tomorrow.
Hey, I only drooled once tonight. Come on, man. Once.
Anywho, I'll take that cue. I'm gonna dip out, guys. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me up, Paul.
Bye, Verily.
Later, Verily.
Later, Verily. The thunder is rising for you. And sorry that you had to deal with the harassment of all these beta males that come around here, around these parts.
Yeah, I agree with you, Moose.
Yogi, what the fuck is your problem? What is your fucking problem now? What is everybody's problem with Moose? It's like we need to get to the bottom of this. Can I just take the keys over for tonight and can we like get to the bottom of what everybody's problem is here?
You can continue. You're not getting the keys, you little slave. But you can go ahead and, you know, take over the forum and have your way with these people. You can address it. Call them up to the carpet.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a great privilege, man. Congratulations, Moose.
Yeah, well, you know, it comes to the few and the proud, all right? When you invade a few kingdoms with the emperor, you get a few privileges, all right? Some rights and privileges. I pay my tax to the emperor. Now, AK Yogi, I'm going to need you to come up, step up to the plate, and tell me how I have let you down. All the rest of you slaves that have been wanting to, especially tribe.
Hey, Moose
the
person,
tribal
I just
creature.
want to be clear because you kind of misspoke there. Like, you don't get any benefits and privileges. This is pretty much like a clown show for the King's Entertainment. So, like, I'm just going to sit back and just gorge myself on various edibles, and I'm going to listen and see if you can drum up some source of entertainment for I, right?
We're working on it.
Right, okay.
Like
so, yeah, just go ahead, have your way with these miscreants and see if you can, you know, get to the facts of the matter and maybe even entertain your sire, as you say.
Okay, Moose, I have a challenge for you. Okay?
Aye.
Have you watched, you know, The Witcher? You know, there's a guy that sings for The Witcher. It would be cool if you came up a song, you know, with a song that resembles like that singer in The Witcher for the King of Enslavia, man.
That dude looks like a transgender, by the way, which is
Yeah,
not
but the songs are so
anything
cool,
to be
though.
afraid of, folks. I don't want you to be afraid or think that I have anything against it. It's just OTW when you're pointing out
Dude,
somebody
it
who
wouldn't be
you
hard.
think is
It's
a
like,
masculine
"The king
figure.
of
No, you're
Enslavia,
pointing out
the
someone who's a
ruler of the
masculine figure
land."
to you, but it's actually someone who wears makeup and is very feminine. I'm not sure how this is going to work for us. Can we get back to me, folks? I'm pulling the Talcott tonight. All you haters in the crowd, come on up. Let's give the Emperor some content. Tribe Creature, you have some problems with me. For some reason, you're secretary in the chat lately. I'm getting bored. I'm getting bored. You guys have a lot of shit to say, and then when you have a forum to say it, you don't have anything to say. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right, man. I mean, you guys should say something.
Yeah, Dick, come on. Tell me where I'm going wrong, Dick.
No, you're going right, Moose. You're witty and you're talented, and everybody sees it, and we're all really impressed.
Yeah, I'm not. That's the problem. So, like, once I start getting impressed, that's when things are going to start happening.
Yeah, I was just doing a bit anyway. So what's
know,
up,
I can tell.
OTW? So, I mean,
OTW doesn't drink the good tea.
Come on, let him ask the question, Moose.
No, that's good. Moose is on it. He's got a way with these things. It's part of the flow that he creates. Go ahead, Moose.
We both know he doesn't drink the good tea, bro. We both know.
That's true.
He doesn't respect himself enough to drink good tea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like me talking about why people aren't putting their plates or taking their plates off, but then I'm not taking my plates off. Because you're not drinking good tea either, Moose. And that's the damn truth, and we all know it. Or prove me wrong right now. Show me a good long jing.
You know what? I could show you some really good herb, but I too am drinking the slave man tea. So yes, I am.
I knew it.
I am too. Another plebe out here, just another jester in the court. But the fact remains, I tell a lot of truth out here, and you guys are all a bunch of fucking pussies. When I give you the floor to like come up here, cut my throat, hang me out to dry, drag me, you know, with the fucking horses. You got 4 horses. You tie all my arms, legs, and everything. You stretch me out. You guys don't even want to have fun with it. Like, you'll do it to Talcott every day. You'll shit on Talcott. You'll tell him how bad he sucks at everything. You know, why won't you do it to Moose?
I don't want to shit on anybody, but I'm just saying, you're saying something about not being afraid of trans. Who the fuck would be afraid of them? I'm not afraid of them. I despise them, though.
So you're not afraid of like a lawsuit coming from interacting with an individual who may or may not press charges against you for not calling them ma'am?
No,
Wow,
no. No,
So you
I do
give
know
them
that
all
the
your power for a life
vaccines
choice that they made.
I do know that the father of vaccines' last name was Jenner, like Bruce Jenner, who was a goat of an athlete, and the Shrine of Satan statue is a goat-headed Baphomet.
Hey, when
you're
doing these
weird.
numbers and stuff, can you explain to us what the symbol of the goat means?
That's what I was trying to explain to you. But that wasn't numbers. That was me telling you.
Yeah,
Bruce Jenner was a goat of an athlete.
Tell me I'm like the worst producer in the world. Sorry, go. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Well, it's Jenner. It's Jenner like gender, you know. And then the Jenner created the first vaccine. No, it's not numbers. I got all kinds of stuff. I'd love to present someday to whoever's willing to listen. It's not because I want attention. It's because I want the information out there.
Yeah, the people want to hear it too. So do you got any new Mandela effects? Like, has Mandela been released from prison yet? Has he died again?
Mandela
why are you laughing?
I know that and I shared this on somebody else's channel, but some people say that we live under a dome. I sure as fuck know I don't trust NASA. But the highest part on the underside of your house, kind of like a dome, is called the what? The gables. The gay bulls. And what do they call the nose ring that identifies them? Oh, it's called a bull ring. because it's the Bibles. It's the two gay bulls from Chicago. I'd love to share it all with you sometime. I
Oh, are
need a
you
good
talking
interviewer.
about
And I'm not, that's nothing against,
Wow.
no, I'm just
what's
saying.
his name?
I,
That dude
I,
who
I, I,
dyes his hairs?
excuse me,
Dennis
Moose. I
Rodman?
got a ton of respect for you. I just want to say, I'm going to
Wow.
let you guys go, but I appreciate Paul letting me back on this stream. He said I needed this and that. Paul, I appreciate you. You're a good dude. So I just want to throw this out there, OTW, just because someone's not letting me on their show, Freedom Grower, I love all you guys. I got no issue with anybody. Fuck the fucking government, and Satan is running this world, and this is a buzzkill or whatever, but I got a ton of shit I want to share with you guys, and I love you all. You're all my brothers. I don't
All
see
right,
a
brother.
min here
Love
tonight.
you too. Before you leave,
Rob
I need you to
Cleveland.
say one word.
Well,
2 words.
I love you
Fuck
too,
Moose.
man.
Before you leave, the last 2 words. Fuck Moose. I need a clip of everybody saying "fuck Moose." Good night. You know, something like that.
Hey, guess
Okay,
what?
ready, set,
I will.
go.
I will not.
Fuck
I will
Moose.
not do
Good
that.
night. No, you got to do it in synchronicity.
Hey, can you
1,
stop
2,
interrupting
3.
our
I won't do it.
valued guest, please?
1, 2, 3, go. Fuck Moose. Good night. I'm just doing what you asked me to, Moose. You want to try it again?
Love you, Moose.
Much love, brother. Oh, we got Fabio here. Fabio and me, we've had some ins. Fabio, do you have anything to say about the Moose Man? He says something about how he fucked a potato when he was 3. And when he says fucked a potato, that was actually rectally inserted into him. That's kind of nasty, Fabio. We
Ouch.
don't like that here. If you could keep it kind of a family broadcast style, PG-13 at the most. Yeah, your eyes kind of are rated R right now.
Hey, Moose, I don't want to cut you off. I don't have much time.
Hey, can I share one more thing and I'll jump off here?
Nah, you're all right.
Yeah,
Smith.
but
Moose, I got to
Austin
say something.
Circling.
I don't have much time here because I got to wake up for my super badass new.
I just want to share one more and I'll
No, you're all right.
Come
off
on,
either
Austin,
way.
go.
No, you're all right, Smith.
His name is
And so I just wanted to invite everybody tomorrow morning for the Thousandaire Morning Show. And I just want you to know, Pop, I'm not going to break bad on you. But that was your idea. So if I'm stepping on it, I want you to know it's yours. And I'm not trying to steal it in any way. And then to Moose, I mean, fucking Moose, dude. This fucking guy big time in me asking for 5 racks to produce my show. And then you came over to OTW 2 days later and you just offered your services for free. So what the fuck is that about, Moose?
Well, actually,
you didn't offer the services that he was offering in the back room.
Is a rack a Benjamin? Is that what that is?
Yeah. No, a rack is 1,000.
Oh,
I haven't actually
damn.
shown up for work, so
he's proud of his services. Good for you, Moose. You're really shooting high. That's a fucking.
But then he offered it for free to OTW. I was like, what the? Didn't make any sense. For our long and tortured history, I just thought, you know.
He said if I did something that he would he'd be my producer for free, and I did it. So but I haven't.
I forgot what it was. But
if you were willing to blow the Moose, then you could have got that offer. But you didn't jump on that the way OTW did. So
that's my problem.
Oh, I didn't jump on it at all. I didn't accept his offer.
Yeah. Oh man, that's why we're here today, and everybody doesn't know who the producer Moose is working for because nobody wants to, buckle down and do what needs to be done to get this working.
All right, Moose. So here I am, and I'm going to give. This is like the final offer because I'm seeing the energy tonight, and it's beautiful. Are you going to get on this? Are you going to get on this Thousandaire Morning Show and come over on the winning team, or what? You're going to keep, fucking around.
Well, I think honestly, if Pop's involved and you're involved, I think it's a good time to show people maybe how it's done, how to actually fucking do it.
Dude, you know what?
Nice.
I'm ready. I'm willing to fuse my morning show with that if you call it the Grand Rising Thousandaire Show.
no, absolutely not. We'll move on without it.
Oh, come on.
So, could you make me equal co-host? Because again, I have to have equal stake in these keys if I'm going to be working as co-host of my concept, the Thousandaire Morning Show. I have trust issues.
I want 20%, and I want keys.
Yeah,
I want
no,
open
you get
keys,
nothing. You get nothing. You
and
get
I
whatever
want
we
banning
offer.
privileges.
You get whatever we offer, and it's going to be little to nothing. I'm going to tell you right now. But you'll have the value of working on something finally in your life that may become successful. Okay, and that's enough for someone like you. Trust me. Hashtag trust me.
Trust me. I love that.
Trust the plan.
Oh, clip that. Clip that shit out. Trust me. That's enough for you, Moose. You've got enough to eat, bitch.
Yeah, once we get very successful, you can go do spin-off remixes like they do with Antoine. And I'll show up every once in a while to keep your fucking movement going. That's more than you deserve.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
not
fair.
bring up the fact that you still owe me. You're working this off. Why do I always have to
We're
say
working it off. I get it. I get it.
All right, so
I'm an
still
indentured servant at
embarrassing.
this point.
How dare you even suggest payment when you still owe? This is what I mean. You know, these folks have some chutzpah. Jennifer.
Well, I mean, why can't I have the keys to the StreamYard? I don't understand that.
Oh, that's
like,
definitely not happening. Okay.
I've never abused my keys to the StreamYard.
No, you get at best, you get fucking producer privileges on there to be able to show images, and at the slightest hint of you Breaking Bad, they get just ripped away from you, and you get sent back to your obscure, lukewarm, mediocre lifestyle.
I can't do it.
horrible
See,
monogamous.
if you can't trust me like Jack trusted me, I don't know if I can produce. Like Jack gave me the keys to the castle.
And
he gave
you
me
gave them
everything.
and you gave
Yeah,
them
and what
to
did you?
Paul.
Yeah, get him,
So what-
OTW.
Yeah, well, you gave them to Paul. So what makes you, immune to
All
the
right,
fact that
so
you might
check
give
this
the
out,
keys?
guys. Check
Like,
this
what
out.
if
You
give
guys think
Paul's
that
keys
if a
to
Russian,
else?
if a
Like, what if
Russian,
you give Paul's
a
keys to
dude comes from
Anton or
Russia,
something?
right? And he gets in the U.S. office, right? But he came from Russia, right? Do you think that there might be a hint of maybe his loyalty lies with his mother country?
Yeah, but Moosey, you don't see you're a good talker, but you're not a good listener, and you definitely don't listen to the dumb shit you say because
I'm terrible listener. I never listen
I
to the shit I
mean-
say. I just say it. It's for comedic
you
value.
literally like a
This is
couple
for the
hours ago
people.
were saying how you were telling Jack to not hang out with Pop anymore. I don't even know how you could say
No,
that.
I was.
To his face, and
my
then
phone died. My
and then
phone
watching
died
you
in the middle
spin
of
that
me
was just
explaining
like
that.
beautiful because you said that shit, and I know like the bullshitter in you was like fuck, and I saw you
What?
trying to like you were trying to like squirm and like wiggle your way.
I was
how
making
that
up a story
sense.
as I went along, and I couldn't figure out where I wanted to go with the story, and that's the problem.
You're very Machiavellian, but it's like,
Dude, I'll chop a motherfucker off this panel right now. And Austin, if you keep talking like that and you keep throwing me under the bus, I'm gonna have to get rid of you, brother. Like we can't have this. We
well,
can't have this going
This
against
is what you
the
wanted.
crown.
Is this not what you wanted? I love Moose.
We can't have you going against the crown. All right.
Well, I'm not at
Look,
all.
I am a member of the crown. I may not be represented with the crown, but you got to treat me as if I'm the crown. You know what I mean? That makes sense? Because I'm like
No.
Scotty. Everywhere
Not
I
at
go
all, really.
now, I'm going to be dropping, hey, check it out. Yurt Man's my homie. Yo, Paul and Slave. You know that dude, right? Everywhere we go, bro, we're just like best friends. Everywhere.
These people are disgusting.
And there's tribes.
Yeah, so
there's
since-
tribes still out there in the sorry, I just gotta say this real quick. Tribe,
Nah,
you're
that's
still
all
out
right.
there in the audience being a little secretary bitch. You got some good shit going on, but you just don't know how to utilize the moose's energy. Like if you figured out how to utilize my skills, my chaotic ways can actually be used for good.
I just want to know, how do I get to those like 500-600 subs so like maybe I can monetize this? Do I send you the check, or you got a website I can click or something?
How many subs we need?
I think I need like call it 600, 670.
I tell you what, you give me $150, I'll give you 600, 700 subs.
No. This is what I
Absolute
mean.
broker in that.
It's all done and over with. I'm pulling out. Okay.
This
This
is all
is gonna
wrong.
be done at all. It's going to be done on my third channel.
I set you up.
No,
that was a joke. I was fucking with you.
No. It's got 400 something subs already. I can run that up to 1,000 within a month. You folks can't, so you need me. Therefore, I'm making all the conditions. I can't. This is my thing. I can't trust anyone. Nobody's loyalties are pure ever, it seems.
Now, can I just interject real quick here, sir? I gave you the keys to my channel, and it has been a beautiful relationship. You threw out Joe Cool the other day. He's a very popular black out here. I didn't say anything.
Oh man, he's already using race cards on me.
Well, I'm just saying he's a very he's got that laugh. He's very smooth. He's
very popular. What did he do with it? He completely turned his back on me and what I stand for, what we're supposed to be united in. Oh, I don't mix channels. I'm not putting your shit on my 100,000 subscriber channel. Right, because he's making.
Wait, so are we fucking doing this tomorrow, or are we not doing this? I'm so
it
confused.
has to be done on my third channel. I will get it monetized because I want to monetize again and do super chats, and then I'll do a morning show there and maybe an afternoon show there, broadcast, however you want to call it.
So wait, you're gonna own the keys to three castles.
Once I see that it is on a meteoric rise and going to be extremely successful, we will discuss percentages. All three of us.
Wow, that's
How
awesome.
About how about just me and you? Can we just get Moose out of here and figure this out?
Well, listen, it's only right if he, and it's going to be a very easy discussion. You're a fellow, I suppose, but the Moose.
No, you need to Anton this.
Pop. I'm gonna hop up to go. I might have to
Anton this, and you need to say, "Nah, if Moose doesn't come, I'm not doing it with you." Because you can do the show by yourself.
I'm definitely not going to say that. I'm definitely not going to say that.
Austin to do the show. You can do the show
by
yourself.
I'm not as good of a guy as he is. So the reality is like I said, do it for the love of the game. Do it because you have something to show. Build your market value in this game, and stop worrying about what the fuck you're going to get to that ain't even on the table yet. Once it comes,
I'm not worried about the percentages. I just want the hammer. I just want to be able to abuse my power and take out any of these infidels at any time.
You might be able to set something up for that.
Thank you. Hey, I can be controlled, but sometimes I need to be able to.
The limited power that can be taken back at any time. I don't see why not. That would be entertaining to myself, if nothing else.
Amen to that. I wouldn't abuse it in the wrong way. I know how to use that shit. All right. Anyways. So OTW, now that we know that you're not going live in the morning, we could talk about your afternoon hours. What time in the afternoon would you like to start?
I ain't going to be starting in the afternoon. I ain't switching up my schedule.
Okay, so you're basically saying that you're quitting. Then you're gonna cancel everything. All your guests, just forget it.
I'm gonna erase the channel and go do something else.
Might be a good idea. I'm not telling you to do that. I mean, I'm not saying it's my idea. You said it, but it might be a good idea.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, because now we're competition. Now we're all going to be competition. Now we got a three-way battle going on to see who's going to take over the morning show.
That's a four-way battle. That's a four-way battle.
Four-way battle.
You're including yourself.
Wait, what do you mean? Like, I thought me and you were a team on this. Like, I thought me, you, and Paul were doing the morning. Well,
we got
I'm supposed to do my own morning show?
I thought that's what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. Retract that. I apologize.
No, I'm saying Z's doing a show. You're doing the morning whatever millionaire, trillionaire shit, and then he's doing his Grand Rising show. And so now we're all going to have to fuck nugget it to see who is going to come out the morning show champion. That's just how it is. And you know what? We should even buy a trophy for this because it would make Patrick feel so good if he actually won the trophy. Would you like a trophy, Patrick? Put back there, like best morning show under the God of all media. Would you like a trophy like that?
I think
Hey, you
Patrick
know what?
is inspiring.
I got
I
a better
mean,
one. He's having some
he's checking
asphyxiation.
out.
I got a better one though. I'm gonna get you a statue of somebody bending the knee, and it's gonna say, "I bent the knee to Enslavius." Is that cool? Can I get you one of those?
I know. I don't know. I think I'm gonna hold the line, man. Flow State's like the only one there. He's like encouraging me. I think I can do it, guys.
I was encouraging you too earlier, but now that
I
you're
mean,
my
he is
competition,
also the guy who went on Antoine's channel specifically to embarrass himself and that woman he's with. So maybe not the best person to take advice from.
yeah, I mean, you should watch out who you're taking advice from, and you shouldn't be taking advice anyways. You should be taking your information from the Most High, brother. Remember, what was his name? Aaron. Aaron says you just live by God's law, and I think your morning show is actually violating God's law at this time. Because
No,
the God of
don't
all
listen to him,
media
OTW. You go,
is
bro.
going.
Just
God of
stand
all media is
strong. You
going
do your
live
thing,
tomorrow
man.
morning, and I think that the Most
I
High
probably
would
won't be
want
there
you
because
to
sounds
open
like
the
pretty good
waves
content
for
with
him.
your Moose and Paul.
Dick,
So
are you?
I'll probably
Hey, are
come
you
over with
going
them
live
and
tomorrow too, Dick? Are we doing a 4-way? Are we
no,
doing a
I'm gonna
Z
join OTW.
verse?
I'm just fucking around.
Oh, you're joining
Even though he did
OTW,
kind of
okay?
rope me into the whole producer thing, and he Catholic guilted me into it. I'm not gonna leave him hanging. For you miscreants, I mean, he
Hey,
gave
if
me
you
the
go up
tools,
there to
you know,
sing at
and
the
the
altar,
keys.
you
So
expect to get treated like an altar boy, all right, Dick?
what's that on your guys' platform? I wouldn't expect anything less. I'm sure you guys will. Hey, if we're gonna make it the Titanic here, maybe we can find Ian or something OTW, and he'll join us. We can make it really boring.
No, but you know, maybe I'll
You
get
could put everybody back to sleep after they just woke up.
Nick, I'll try to get Santos Bonacci to join us on the morning show.
That would be cool. I've always wanted to corner him on the whole.
Oh shit! There comes some cornhole name dropping.
Or
Come on,
even maybe
Patrick.
Bro Sanchez.
Don't be name dropping, doggy.
Wouldn't you have to get the permission of Santos's handler? Do you have his handler's
No, I'm
number?
actually directly in contact with Santos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We're
And
friends.
then I had
We've
a
been
question.
friends for 5 years now.
I had a question for Pop Pop. Do you think we could let the Grand Rising show stream our content?
I don't see why not. I mean, I fully intend if he's able to get Santos Bonacci in that room to completely invade, take over as I always do, give the true understanding of what we're all supposed to be doing here, hold him accountable, completely embarrass him like I did Garland Farms, the Liver Queen, earlier. And then just create more promotion for myself because I'll go down in history as the guy who didn't get in the room to suck Santos Bonacci's dick like everyone else and actually ask some tough questions and hold him accountable if I detect anything and make him run off like a hoe if I'm able to. So that's pretty much what I'm known for now. So why switch up the theme? Everything else is just kind of boring.
But Santos does stand for about the same things that you do, Paul. Like
I know, I've
rights
heard
and
that a
freedoms
lot.
and the same type. Yeah,
I thought he doesn't.
I
I thought he uses a cane now, so he doesn't really like walk with both legs strong. He doesn't stand so tall. But so the thing is your name dropping again, OTW, and
Doesn't
I love
matter.
you, brother.
It's not who you are, dude. It's who you know.
Yeah,
Right,
that's some corn dog shit that they try to teach you in Hollywood.
Yeah, I get it. You're going to tap into the whole truth community market with well-known names, and I'm over it, man. Like, I'm not impressed. It's not going to be anything we haven't heard before.
Competition. You guys want to go full out competition?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
I'm playing the game. I'm just playing the game.
You need to. You need to get in this game because it's your fucking life, dude. That's the thing. That's why I'm trying to tell you. If you want to be a broadcaster,
I'd rather not.
go
Honestly,
deep.
Moose. I'd rather as a spiritual being, I'd rather not play those ego games. I'd rather.
It's not about playing ego
people.
games. It's about being the best version of yourself. And if you can do better tomorrow, and you're telling me you can do better tomorrow, right now, you're telling me you can do better, and you're like tomorrow comes and you don't do better, what the fuck? Some Wes Watson shit right there. What the fuck?
I have to give
All
you that
I'm
one.
saying is you can step your fucking game up. You, I, and everybody knows it, and you will be better for it. You're going to be better for it. So just do it. You're going to be fighting other people now. You need to do it if you want to be the morning show, right? If Z's really going to do his show at the same time as you need to step your fucking game up and get serious. Not just half-ass serious. Not just, all right, I do want to be a broadcaster. No, you got to be like, okay, I'm fucking doing it.
Or you could just start a little later for the natural flow. I mean, even if it is overlapping an hour or something, it still, probably makes sense to do yours a little later anyway, wouldn't you think?
It's
not even
you know what?
stepping. I'm just saying, who wants to be up at 5 a.m.?
Well, I'm going to be
Central Standard
straightforward,
Time or
Dick. The reason I take this time to do it is because this is like from the moment I wake up to the moment, let's say I go out and job hunting or whatever. It's like my man time, and I've said it for a long time. It's like, and I decide to use this man time that I have for myself, whether I'd be watching videos, playing guitar, or doing that. I decided to create a broadcast where I wanted to create something that I would watch, because in the morning there was nothing. There was nothing to watch. I'm a kind of guy who would like to watch YouTube videos and stuff like that and follow somebody. And it came to that point where I said, well, fuck it. Instead of looking for something to watch in the morning, I'm going to create the thing that I want to watch in the morning and be that, So this is one of the reasons why I really thought it was a great idea. And I'm still into wanting to do that. And the reason is my time schedule is I wake up at 5:30. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, right? And at 2:00, my woman, she finishes work, so then it permits me to spend time with my woman and have a normal, like schedule in my life where I can work all of these things out. The YouTube channel, even the time that I'm participating in the evening like this, it's like. So this is it. So it's not like if I start an hour or later, I'm just gonna be twiddling my thumbs here in my house, fucking waiting till the fucking somebody else's show ends to start my own. I find that kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like no, I'm just gonna start it whenever I want to start it, because that's what I usually do anyway, right? So I don't think I'm gonna change how I feel. I'm just going to start the show when the fuck I want to start the show, and I'm going to end it when I want to end it. When I see that there's no more point in, being there, and it's like the content's going nowhere, and I'm just going to end the show like I did today. And today was an absolute great show. It lasted like 5-6 hours. It was perfect. I didn't need to extend it to 8 hours. It was just fine.
So I don't understand that the hoes are like now convening in the chat area. Of course, Slow State is piping up to agree. That's a good idea, Mr. Miyagi. Paul should confront a slave in quotes with some teeth sometimes. You must have not heard me the day that I jumped out the window and said, if you're a Blood, a Crip, a GD, a Vice Lord, a Latin King, a Trinitario, a fucking Hell's Angel, a Mongol, a fucking 1%er, right? You want me to go down the list? Does the fucking condition change? Does the condition change for you being either A, pick one, a punk-ass cowardly slave by choice, mind and heart controlled and uploaded with the wrong information about what rights and freedom are, or what's the third option? Right, I can't really think of a third option right now. You're not aware of it. You're nescient. So you heard my voice now. You went and looked, and oh my God, you get it. Paulie's our best friend, said the GDs, Crips, Bloods, Vice Lords, Trinitarios, Latin Kings, Mongols, and all the rest. So either you're a punk-ass coward. We'll go over the three options again. Punk-ass coward by choice who knows the truth and doesn't do it. You know what's true and what's right, and you do it. Or you're nescient, right? Or your mind and heart controlled and uploaded with the wrong information, in which case you're mind and heart controlled and ignorant. So there's four options. I'm not going to go over them again. I think you got it. You got the point. So stop acting like I don't say what's true and what's right and apply it to everybody, because I'm worried about Hell's Angels and Mongols throwing a fucking bomb through my window. If they got the time, energy, attention to fucking bomb me for making a general statement about all of humanity and the human condition that applies to me and everyone else equally, well, then that's foolishness. Okay, so there's no reason to. They would understand as men, I would hope, same thing anyone else would understand. I'm here to talk about the truth and the standard that applies to all of us. So I'm not going to be hypocritical about that. And I'm not going to say anything here too, not knowing there could be consequences. I'm not disrespecting them individually or as a group based on anything other than human principles and universal law. If you say you're tough, if you say you're an outlaw, if you say you're all this, well, then you should live that. And you should stand on rights, freedom, and principles and understand that and live that. If not, then I don't really think you stand on founding principles. How are you going to call yourself Outlaw Motorcycle Club and follow statute policies and codes? Something's off. If you could explain it to me, I'll listen and I'll report the findings. So, I don't think that an explanation is going to come, because the bottom line is, for some reason, these folks will kill their brothers in another costume over some street business, but they won't stand for rights, freedom, and principles, and won't actually be outlaws, aka civilly disobedient, in which case you'd be an in-law because you'd be following God's law and rebuking man's law. So I say, you're telling me to confront. I'm not confronting. I'm confronting the issues, and I'm applying it to everyone, including them. And I'm saying if they saw what was good for them and they understood my heart like I believe the Creator does, well, then I'd be the best Hell's Angel, Mongol, GD, Crip, or Blood ever. Because I'm not going to do underworld street activity that I can't do time for if I'm going to do it at all. So they don't have to worry about that liability. And I know legal and lawful and understand it. And I'm not going to follow statute, policy, and code. So I'm like as good as gold in any of their systems. So I'm not too sure what that's meant to communicate. Like, I'm afraid to speak truth that applies to all of us equally, because some folks might come do harm to me. What's the difference between the state of and the outlaws and the Mongols? The state of is way better at doing that, apparently. The Hells Angels and the Mongols get shook when the state of shows up in policy enforcement. That's about the only time maybe they do. So I've already dealt with them people. So no disrespect, but, Hells Angels, Mongols, outlaw bikers, all the rest, they don't seem to be too uppity with policy enforcement. And if they are, well, great. Stand on rights and freedoms. This ain't too fucking difficult. Like you punk ass bitches who think that everybody is like that. Like I tell you the story when I went to county jail to do 100 days, and some guy who was I don't want to get it wrong, because then it becomes, I'm saying something untrue. He says he was I forget what it was a 1%er club where he had the diamond on his chest and all that, right? Which, who knows? Maybe he put the diamond there, but that's apparently serious business if you put it there and you're not that. So great. He's a 1%er biker. I should look it up. I should go through the list and figure out what his official title was. It doesn't matter. The point is, he tried to play me, asked me to give him something on commissary day. I gave him something, and then found out he was running his mouth and telling people he was extorting me. So I told him in front of everybody, I'm not giving you nothing no more, and now you got to take it, pretty much. Right? So now what? You went from extorting me to me telling you what it was in front of everybody, and you losing self-respect and respect in everyone else's eyes. So I'm not really interested in that. There's good and bad people in every group. There's respectable, honorable people in every group. There's stand-up motherfuckers in every group. And there's low-life miscreant wannabes in every group who don't stand for shit and are basically a liability to the organization. So don't kid yourself. You don't know as much about any of this shit as you think you do. And again, it's like any corporation. There's motherfuckers inside of it who are supposed to be with each other who can't stand each other because they've come to find out they're not fucking honorable, right? They'll rat on each other, snitch on each other, do harm to each other, cut in on each other's business because they got no fucking honor. So I'm not interested in all that. Real people know what the fuck I'm talking about, and it doesn't matter what costume they put on or what group they're a part of. And they're either living like that or they're not. If they're not, well, they know it's a problem for them. It means nothing about me and what the fuck I'm saying. So, if I got to give my life by any one of these people to talk about what I'm saying that's true, to make us do better and live better, then that's what the fuck it's got to be. So stop projecting onto me that I'm scared to be me like you in any situation that I'm in, because I'm not. And even if I am scared, great. I'm going to go past that into faith. What's true and what's right is true and what's right. A pagan. That's what he was. I just remembered it. He called himself a pagan. 1%er with the diamond. Always taking his shirt off to show his little 1%. Nice. Great. You think I'm going to fucking live around here with you telling people you're extorting me when you're asking me for shit like a hoe? So that doesn't reflect on the pagans. If it does, well, then you got to fucking deal with him. Because you know, like I know, he shouldn't be acting like that. Poor broke-ass bitch in jail. Can't get nothing for himself. Want to ask me for shit, and then when I help him out, act like he's playing me for stories for everybody. That's not how that works. That's dishonorable. It's bad faith. It's false claiming. It gets you hit up. Any kind of honorable organization that has rules, you're not supposed to do that, because then it gets shit talked on your organization. So I guarantee the reason you were there and your buddies weren't there is because you're probably a fuck up who isn't even respected in your own organization. You try to claim the pride for and show off to everybody. How would they respect a motherfucker like you? I don't believe for 3 seconds somebody from any kind of organization would be in jail and be a broke-ass bitch if you were respectable. Motherfuckers who are respectable and stand-up part of any organization who go to jail, they got people looking out for them because of the work they put in and whatever the fuck they do and the way they do it. So that tells me a lot.
And what sort of like a playground, school's playground logic is that? Oh, you won't go say that to them. They're really scary. Like, you're on the internet every day saying your shit all the time. It doesn't even make sense.
The point
you
is,
won't say that really big,
like,
kid.
He acts like all these groups are monolithic groups, bro. There's corruption in every group. There's backbiting in every group. There's motherfuckers who occupy a higher level of status and respect in every group. There's folks who are basically good for little to nothing who don't even get respect in those groups. So I don't need to talk about a whole group to talk about people in that group that don't care to know, don't want to know, won't do what they know because they're scared. Like, so what I'm supposed to say, hey, you guys are the tough guys in society. We all look up to you from a street culture. You call yourself outlaws, and then you follow man's laws and dictates, right? But then kill each other. I'm not supposed to speak on that because I'm supposed to be scared of what they do to me. Why the fuck would they do anything to me rather than do something to the people who they're being run by? That don't make no sense. Sounds like they're the ones who are ready to pick a fight with somebody who's weaker. I'm just me talking. Yous are all a bunch of slaves. So if you won't do nothing about that, what's the sense of doing something to me? Because the dynamic's going to be the same when I stop talking or when I'm dead. I didn't mean to chase the yurt fellow off if I was, going on a bit. But
not at all, dude. That's not.
Oh no, you're still there. Somebody ran off. I didn't see who it was. But yeah, man, it's like, bro, all men tremble before violence. Would I want any of these people to come do something to me? No. But again, why would they come do something to me when we're all in the same boat? We're all enslaved. And me just speaking it about any man or woman inside of any group should not be a problem if it's not true. If it is true, why do something to me instead of do something to change it? That doesn't make any sense. We should be working together. Hell's Angels, whoever the fuck, as men and women first, with policy enforcement. We should all be having conversations and working together as men and women. Hey, uphold the law, no breach of the peace. Everything else, we're not following it because we're men, and that's the way it's going to be. So we should all be standing on that, right? Why you would try to play that game to see something happen to me is ridiculous, rather than say, why the fuck won't all the biker groups get together with Paulie Boy and mount a campaign to travel from one side of the country to the other without paperwork? How about that? That might actually do something and feel like something and arouse a conversation, right? And maybe some kind of real movement. If somehow everyone could stop all their egoic bullshit on who's the toughest and say, we're going to stand for God-given rights and freedoms and have all the biker clubs call a truce for one day or a week and just travel from one side of the country to the other without plates and license and nothing. And basically just say, we dare a motherfucker to put us in jail for this shit. Right. No, we can't do that. We're going to set up a thing where somebody comes to do harm to me to shut me up because I'm calling all of us out on how we're bitch ass motherfuckers on our own land. Right. Which is what I thought that these clubs are all supposed to be about, is being real and honest and true with each other and figuring out what a man is.
That would be badass. Like hundreds of people just riding down, no plates, no licenses. They cannot stop us. That will be
Nah, see, there
like
you go. Slow State just revealed exactly how much of a hoe he is. That's why he always types like a white woman, little white girl from Laguna Beach. You know, he types like the lagoon creature talks. Right? I think it would be funny to watch a ratchet loudmouth get beat up. Yeah, you think it would be funny to watch it, but you ain't gonna do it, right, bitch boy? See, I love when people talk about what they want to see happen by people they think are men, objectively. You won't do that with Daddy, the Hells Angels, and the Outlaws. Oh, he did it. Now I get to sit back and wait to see if he gets beat up. Because that'd be funny to watch, right? It'd be funny to watch someone get harmed because you're an undercover hater, but you ain't going to do it. So why talk about it? Right? Exactly. So, now that Talcott's gone, you need a new source of content. No, you don't have to be here. You could fucking leave. Keep running your mouth. I'll throw you the fuck out. You bring no content or value here. You're just a watcher, waiter, hater who's now hanging from Antoine's sack to be his next circus performance, to be his next Oprah piece, his next Jerry Springer piece.
When that assumes that Jack Talcott's been doing you some favor presenting himself on this panel. I mean, it's arguable that could have even been detrimental. So what's he even talking about?
Yeah, Slow State doesn't ever really say anything that makes complete sense because, as I said, I probably lost a third of my overall viewers over the course of 4 months, almost hyper fixating on Talcott out of like pure fascination, and wanting to see where it all goes. So, Talcott's fascinating content for me. I don't know if it is for everyone else. I suppose it is for some folks. Not everything is for everyone all the time. But yeah, I don't necessarily need him, nor do I suspect that I'd be doing worse if he was not part of this broadcast. Arguably, I'd be doing better if him and a lot of other folks weren't here, is the report I keep getting from folks that I suppose I respect on some level. I just want to know what man sits around and says it'd be funny to watch me get beat up, and hard.
Did you put the link down there for him? I thought he asked for the link.
Yes, I have many times, right? But he just keeps typing away. We all see the numbers. You lose viewers when Talcott isn't in the thumb or title. Okay, that's an interesting take on it.
He should go back and look at Jack's videos before he found your channel and see that huge audience that Jack had before that. That he's
right. It's not as if Jack Talcott was getting 30 views like everyone else until I made him interesting. So he thinks I need Talcott for content. I'm just, fascinated with him and his life and his presentment, and I make it into something by creating various forms of stimuli, So, again, Talcott on his own, if you go back and look, is rather bland and boring and really just goes nowhere. Talcott is now known for the clips which come from me and my interactions with him and getting down to a more realer version of who and what he is, which is stunningly even more confounded and insane and hateful. So, yeah, it's almost like a game I start playing with people that I'm fascinated with. How do I make this into something? So, yeah, you're a little confused. The audience for Talcott came from here, not the other way around. Nobody's coming here flooding in to see and hear Talcott. Yeah, Jennifer's doubled over again laughing. Because, again, you're Slow State and you're not too fucking swift on the uptake. And that was evidenced by the conversation between you and that woman the other night with Antoine. It was on full display. Your thoughts, expert panel? He's droning on, typing on. He's in a bizarre delusion. This Slow State person who, ironically, even his branding there looks like powdered drugs on the table. So, he's got a history of snorting powder drugs and running all over town with that woman, doing drugs, dealing them. And, there's my logo, some white powder on a table. It's either direct or indirect, subconscious. So tell me all about the flow state, because you think methamphetamine is a flow state.
I'm pretty sure all of Jack's handlers are recreating a 2.0 version of him. It's going to be the latest, greatest, newest technology. I mean, it's probably going to be pretty something spectacular when he does come back, because I'm sure they'll create a whole new backdrop for him and a whole new production and maybe a whole new look. So something to look forward to in that regard. But I think you can do fine without him, Paul.
Yeah, essentially the numbers go up to watch people who are here for a while in their mediocrity go to clutch for something and then lose their footing and embarrass themselves. So that's when the numbers go up, because they just have to see what Talcott's going to do next, because I've facilitated a situation where he has now all of these options and ideas, attached to me, right? So it's if the numbers went up recently, they want to see Jack go on with Antoine, just like Scott or anyone else, because they know it's going to be a train wreck. But yeah, I mean, day to day, Talcott sitting in the room now doing fucking PowerPoint lectures. Good luck.
Well, I'd be interested to hear from Flow State his angle on what was the point of him going up there and sharing all those personal details on that guy's particular show, and he didn't sense the exploitive sort of tongue-in-cheek respect he was getting over there. He didn't notice that they were kind of fucking with him. You seem like a pretty, at least common sense type person. Why would you bring your wife on there and say all that crazy shit you went through? And then did you hear he said in that too that he made a donation to the police department, but he felt like he didn't pay off the sheriffs?
It's bizarre. The whole thing is bizarre, and he's desperate, obviously, just like typing down there. And he can't even, type it correctly. If I thought I could do fine, I wouldn't throw a tantrum every time someone else streams. No, you're not getting it. I'm not throwing a tantrum. I'm commenting on how bizarre it is, the way folks move in every avenue of life, where they go, hey, Paulie's going live. I've watched it. I know they check and see, and then they don't show up here, and they show up every other day. They go, oh, Paulie's going live. I'm going to go on a half an hour in. I go, it's going to fuck you, and indirectly it fucks me somewhat. It's just foolish. We're not competing over views. If we compete over views with the big fish, small pond dynamic, you're never going to win that. I'm not looking to win that. I'm looking to have a diverse and dynamic community with a active chat and a whole kind of energy and situation. And when I see folks getting pulled 10-20 here, 10-20 there, it just does something to the overall dynamic. It's boring over there, and it takes away from what we do here. That's not tantruming. That's talking common fucking sense, right? If you really enjoyed this energy here in the dynamic, you wouldn't be looking about getting famous and getting rich off something you ain't even making nothing off of anyway. You'd be like, hey, let's do the best broadcast possible, and you do it wherever the fuck you could get it, Or again, you would do what makes sense. Say, hey, I'm going to go on at this time. How long are you going to go for? If that made sense to you, right? I'm not telling anyone what they should do one way or the other. I'm not trying to have power. I'm just saying if I was anyone else and the situation was reversed, I'm still going to do whatever the fuck I do, but I'm going to try to make it work for everybody, unless I'm just that inspired and compelled and in a state where I'm like, fuck it, I'm going on, bro. I'm doing what the fuck I do. Fuck everybody, and then invade other panels too. Just mix it up, see where it goes. But yeah, it's just you got folks doing 4, 6, 8 hours. There's nothing there on a lot of levels. And then when I talk about it, I'm being egoic and I go, you guys don't seem to understand whether I'm great or not. I get the best out of people a lot of times. And I've had people tell me that, that, hey, when we see this guy or that guy or this guy doing what they do, it's okay. But when they're on panel with you, for some reason, it brings the best out of them. And I go, okay, fair enough. So let's work with that, And then I get the opposite response, oddly enough. They say the best of me is just me or limited interaction with one or two other people. So it's kind of hard to ride that line, wanting to have the panel, the community aspect, the various ups and downs and different dynamics, catering to quote unquote the people, and then doing what the fuck appeals to you and what seems true and what's right to you. So yeah, like I said earlier, I don't know how the fuck I loop back on this, but OTW and anyone else, just do whatever feels right to you and what makes sense and what seems beneficial for everybody, including yourself, in the equation.
Well, actually, I'm happy to hear that coming from you, sir.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
Sorry, sir, but I just wanted to say, like, I appreciate the fact that you're not arrogant in your in the way you present that. It's like, it gives me the urge to want to collaborate. I don't know. It's like when you're arrogant and you think you're that. Not talking necessarily about you. I'm generalizing, but when people think they're all that, and they're sometimes they're just full of shit. So.
Well, the reality is too, bro, if I'm being completely candid, or just get really good at what you do. And that might be, like it oftentimes is, a longer game. But because I can't sit there and go, hey, I'm always going to beat you in numbers. That's arrogant and egoic. If you get certain people around you who decide for whatever reasons they rather fuck with you than fuck with me that day, or just in general, and you get the right mix of content and you keep it brief, you might push up past whatever I'm doing for that limited time, that moment, or even long game. So yeah, it's about the content. Ultimately, what I see with this is really most people are better off, if they don't have a steady following, to just keep it as brief as possible. Like, hey, like I told O'Shea, do 20 minutes to an hour, 2 hours max. Try to create whatever your value is as much as possible in that, and then just leave on a high note if possible and keep people wanting more, right? If you consistently did that with folks who showed up and brought something and created that relationship, yeah, you'll go somewhere with it. But yeah, I mean, for the weak, lukewarm shit that's not really drawing anybody and taking away from other shit because it's all the same community, work around it. Because it really does fucks everybody in the equation if you look at the dynamic. I mean, if I got the 5 trolls who are always here, love them or hate them, and they're somewhere else fucking around just because they're sick and twisted for 10 people watching, it doesn't make any sense. So if you find entertainment and value in that, do it here where everyone's watching and create more of an energy. There's always going to be more of an energy in a room where there's more live viewers and more chatters. You're always going to do a better broadcast. So that might be part of why I get the best out of a lot of people, is because when they have to put on here, they say it's double, triple, quadruple the audience. It feels like a lot for them. So they got to come with it, if they're going to come at all.
Agreed. It is about the content. What else can you say?
Right. What do you think? What do you think, gentlemen? You got anything else you want to address, or are we clear for wrap up?
Yeah, I was gonna say good night, guys. Great chat, great day, and yeah, I'll be up bright and early. Maybe I'll call it the 100 Air morning show just for tomorrow, as you get that other channel going, and then we can kind of see what shakes out. But I'm excited to kind of try that format tomorrow and see what shakes out. So if anyone's around, they want to come check out. It's going to be more news oriented and sort of current events oriented, with some philosophy stuff and that sort of thing tied in. So if anyone's interested, come check that out. And I look forward to talking to all you guys again. And thanks a lot, everybody.
Peace
all right,
out,
yeah,
man.
You're good here either way.
I got to jump, but hey, thanks for having me up, Paul. And yeah, I'm probably going to be kind of polyamorous with this whole panel thing. Like I'll kind of mix in and out, but like OTW will be like my main squeeze. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But anyway.
Yeah. Cut that part out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to see what's on. I'm going to get my tea and I'll probably see you guys in the streets, as they call them. So have a great evening, folks, and thanks for your time.
Peace,
Thank
freedom.
you, Mr. Dick. Yeah, so I'm kind of interested to see what the Yurt fellow comes up with as far as topics. And then, I say just play it like that for now. Let me see. This will be your audition to the Unslaved Network. Let me see what, your idea is. If I'm around and up, which I'm sure I will be, unless you go super early, for most slaves, super early. And if not, I'll jump in wherever I fit in and we'll see what the dynamic is and, where we could take it like anything else. And then that'll kind of, give us more of a feel if we want to continue it, what we're feeling and all that. So, yeah, man, do your thing. Get something together.
Perfect.
All right.
Cool, man. I'll talk to you guys.
Fella. Thank you,
Bye.
sir. Yeah, you can even have like a Smith creature segment, where you put a clock on like a loom of slavery and you give him 5 minutes or 10 minutes and he does a complete breakdown, mind fuck of just connections, just bisexual, cattle, all types of shit. Michael Robinson, aka Michelle Obama, according to him and some folks. Shocking. Imperial.
Q-bomber roll tide. I don't know. No, I don't need.
I don't know what that means.
Oh well, Alabama, their thing is roll tide, but Alabama is like Allah Obama, roll tide, the Crimson Tide. You know what I mean?
All right.
I'm cool to just sit here on panel. I appreciate you having me on here. I felt inspired, Paul. I heard you talking right before there, and you were saying something about fuck it, whatever, and I'll just go on there and see what happens. I'm just on here to see what happens.
Wait a second. Can your fellow do you think he can do a white power morning show and get away with that, or is he going to get shadow banned if he spells it a certain way? The white power morning show.
Are you talking about me?
No, I'm saying him. I'm asking you, do you think he can do that without getting algorithmically shadow banned? If he did the white,
who's trying to do that?
Power. No, I'm trying to do that. As it's coming to me now, if we're going to pimp and Mac and you're going to take off of Antoine Daniels, racist rants.
I just want to throw this out there to the metaverse, as you call it. Fuck Anton, dude. It's all about the division. Fuck you, Anton. So I'm not a fan of his. I got nothing against Jack. I do. To throw this out there, Jack, if you're watching, I got nothing against you. I felt a bond to you. We're from the same geographical location. I do feel like I haven't seen all whatever's happened. I feel like some dirty stuff happened. I feel like you put him on. If people are familiar with that term, it's being put on. I don't need to elaborate.
No, you're completely misreading this. No.
I'm saying you put him on, and whatever's happened there. I thought you meant Antoine. No, I feel like you've been done dirty, and I'm not taking sides in it because I don't watch it all. I work all the time, but I feel like you
gotta see the long game here. Antoine has completely rejected Jack, obviously, at this point, or Jack would have came in here whistling Dixie. He showed up angry again. So his life is not what he wants it to be, but it's still my fault, of course, and everyone else's. But yeah, there's no doing dirty because these folks are given no responsibility and accountability and power other than my time, energy, attention, which is, some would say, too much. So
well, what I'm saying, I'm not saying you. I feel like Jack did you dirty, and I'm sorry, Jack.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
No, he did himself dirty. He did himself dirty because he showed the universe and everyone watching who and what he is. And the reason I don't ever let people like that close to me from the beginning is because I know who and what they are. So the reason he couldn't do me dirty is because I didn't respond to his emails and still don't, and I won't let him into my inner space and inner circle beyond a certain point. So that's precisely why. So he did himself dirty by claiming to be a Christed being and a guru and a life coach, failing his own assessment and embarrassing himself to suck dick and throwing me under the bus. I mean, good luck being respected and trusted by anyone who saw any of it.
I just want to throw this out there. No one needs to know this. I haven't drank in almost a week. I got fucking faded tonight. I shouldn't have done that. But a lot of truth is said in jest, so sometimes it's like, well, I'm not joking when I say this, but I'm not, whatever. About 3 days ago, I was like, I fucking feel bad about the way my interactions have gone with Paul. I don't know if you ever read your email. I sent you an email. I don't ever.
I responded to your email, Smith.
Oh, okay.
Preacher,
I was just gonna say I don't ever check mine. So
okay, so you're like so obsessive with everything, and then you send me an email, I respond, and then you don't check my answer. So and then you'll say I'm egoic at some point 2 weeks from now. It's bizarre. Right?
Paul,
like even when I love you and I'm there for you, it's like then you're not even there with me. It's just the oddest dynamic. If I didn't answer the email, you'd go, "What the fuck is wrong with this asshole? He's on an ego trip." When I answer and tell you I love you, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad if I could help facilitate that now and going forward. So
whether you responded or not,
asshole, or don't I'm not answering you again like Talcott. See, because you're an insane person too. Technically, what you've shown me. Doesn't mean I don't think you could get better or have gotten better on some level, because a big part of it's going to be the ups and downs emotionally, and alcohol has a big part of that. So, it's good. Continue to not drink, even if you have to, do other things that are not going to make your life and inner space unmanageable, right? And no, I don't mean pills and powders per se either, but maybe certain plants and herbs if you are compelled to. But yeah, you got to stay away from that shit that takes you all the way up and all the way down and fucks up your inner space and everything else in your life and makes you lose respect for yourself and others in life. Because it's, going to be tough at times to deal with all the emotions you're going to start feeling again that you've been flushing out, right? You're going to start feeling bad for shit you've done. So don't take that as an opportunity to drink again. Say, I'm going to feel this shit and move through it, and I'm going to become and do better. But part of that's going to be feeling the wages of what I've done and not done. So it's all part of the process. You got to be open to experience that and see it through, and you'll come out on the other side, I suspect, better for it.
I agree. Should I just say that? I'll let anybody else on panel talk. I wouldn't have wrote you that email, Paul, if I didn't care for you. I haven't checked my email because I don't check them from anybody. But I appreciate that. You did respond. I will read it. I appreciate that. And I have, and even before, through, whatever, I've always had a ton of respect for you. And I want to throw that out there into the universe, the metaverse, whatever verse. I want to make that verse that I have a ton of respect for you. And you really do. You stand for stuff, Paul. And I appreciate that. So I'll throw that. Right. I don't need to talk. We can let it.
And I've known that. I've known that, Smith, and I've told you that I know that. I feel that from you, and like everyone else. I read energy pretty well. I know who loves me and or respects me and even fears me and all the rest of it on some level. That's not what it's about, right? Like I'm looking for you to respect yourself and the truth and this process if you perceive me as apprehending it correctly, which is a big if with a lot of people a lot of times. So if you know what I'm saying is true and correct for me and probably for you, then look into that and work on that for yourself. So whether you respect me or not is inconsequential. You got to respect yourself and the truth to be able to fully give and receive that respect, right? Because what good is even respect coming from somebody to me who doesn't respect himself and the truth, right? Who's killing themselves and everyone around them by proxy, doing what the fuck I was doing, knowing better, and probably being able to do better than me and what I was doing. Because if you're working, as you say, and putting in all those hours and doing all this shit, well, you were better than I was. So you got potential. Work with that. That's all that I was trying to pull out of you. And obviously I did my fucking job, because regardless of all the triggering and the bullshit, you're telling me for the first time in a while, you have a week that you decided the alcohol is not working. So that's a start, right? And that's all that I try to do with folks here is pull the best out of them. And I do that by triggering them and focusing them on the root of what the fuck that is. And usually it's a bunch of hate.
No, and
go ahead.
No, I didn't want to interrupt you. I just wanted to say, when I heard your stream the other night, and I'm not going to get emotional here, that was super inspiring. I've been through the cycles of addiction up and down. It's been a fucking roller coaster of my life. You know, I think the worst part about it for me has been that I've worked the whole time. It's that I've been able to support my habit. And so it's like the bigger my habit got, the more money I made at my job. And so it was actually terrible. It would have been better if, 15 years ago I would have lost my job, if I would have lost everything, if I would have lost my wife, if I would have, never had my child. That would have maybe been, better for me because it would have been a wake-up call. But instead, and so like I had a job, and maybe I need to go off camera for this because I don't need, that's cool. You can clip my audio, but I had this time, and I had my last job where I was like, I had to go to the owner of my company, and I was like, I have an addiction. You can pretend like you don't notice it, but come on, let's be real. I might be your best worker here, but I have a problem. Can you help me out? And they were like, well, we don't want to lose you. And I'm like, okay, well, the only way for me to get over this addiction is to let every single person in this company know. I need to let my wife know. I need to let everybody in my family know that I'm addicted to whatever it is. And that's the only, because if I just pretend like, so I don't know where I'm going with this, but I appreciate you.
I get what you're saying.
You've been a
You're
good
building
dude.
confidence, and that takes confiding in others about who and what you are, and what you've
been more than fair, Paul. Okay, that's
yeah. Again, I don't even. There's no condition on it, right? Like, you have to do better and be better, like any other self. And if I can facilitate that, regardless of how pretty or unpretty it is, I'm going to do that in the way that I feel, is intuitive in the moment. So folks go, why the fuck is he doing that and acting like that? And I go, just watch. And then weeks and months later, stuff happens. And then I have to sort of almost pray in the meantime that motherfuckers don't kill themselves or someone else, is usually how it kind of goes. So there's that triggering, that grinding period that causes self-reflection that leads to a flowering period or a peace period, right? It's almost that internal war that I help you fight, either directly by mirroring with you or, giving you perspective. So, that's what I call the facilitation, right? Like I was speaking with her before, Jennifer, the facilitation is just cramming in years worth of stuff you would have continued on with down to weeks and months so you could reflect upon it and change it through that ego grinding, challenging process. And this is what folks need for every aspect of their life to manage their own affairs, their inner space, their court appearance or non-appearance, because you can't appear. We know all that. A broadcast, right? If I bring you up here and I say, bro, you respect me, right? Yeah. You respect my whatever you call it, whatever insanity I do here sometimes. Yeah. Well, if I tell you 5 or 10 minutes at best of the number shit, let's go into who Smith is, get the fuck away from it. You're obsessing. Don't get triggered. Say, let me look at that. Right? If you do get triggered, definitely look at it. Say he might know something or see something and know how to use me better than I'm using myself. If I step away from that and look at it, we'll all be better for it. Right? So, I guess it's just learn to know when to apply yourself and use that passion you got in certain ways, and then knowing when to yield for the right reasons, right? Not to fascism and tyranny, but maybe to someone who's trying to get you right. Because they can see it a different way. And again, then you have to look at the validators, your life path, and then the reflection you get from the chat and the rest of it. And then you got to check yourself, So we know what's true and what's right, and we know what we need to work on a lot of times. Go ahead.
I just want to throw this out there. I completely agree with you. I hear this all the time, not only from the chat, but from my wife. I hear in the chat, read the room. I do, sometimes I get whatever. That's fine. No, I agree with you. There are better ways. And if I so wholeheartedly believed in the research that I did, then wouldn't I live that, And I think that's what my wife tries to tell me a lot, is, if you do believe God's real and you do believe you have all these signs, then change your fucking life, you idiot. And it's
right.
It's hard to do.
And the more you do that process, and you use her as a teacher and tester and a support system, if she is that, and that's a big if, I don't know her, but if you use it that way, the more you're going to get that confidence, and then the numbers are going to be an afterthought, right? It's like, I like who and what I am. I'm a good man. I stand for something. The numbers are just something I talk about sometimes to substantiate that there's something bigger going on here, right? It doesn't become your whole world that you fixate on to avoid the real world, right? It becomes part of your world and the real world.
I agree with that. So the only reason why, and I was never my entire life through whatever things I've gone through, I was never into that stuff. The only reason why I'm into them is because I found them myself. And I was like, that is absolutely fascinating. I don't need to share any of them. I'll share them maybe another night when you got two people on panel and it's 10:30 at night and you guys are bored. I'll share them then. But the things I found, it's like, that is absolutely insane. The only things I ever post on anybody's channels are my own research. So I went on Salty Siren. If you're listening, I love you. I barely know you. You seem like a good chick. You referred me to another channel. That guy is controlled ops. Tim Osman, anybody listening to your channel, if you listen to Tim Osman, fuck you, Tim Osman. That guy works for the government. Fuck you, Tim Osman. I'm not trying to be hateful. I'm just saying.
Wait a second.
That guy,
wasn't Tim Osman the name for Osama bin Laden, according to some
wasn't
folks?
it? So
Wasn't
maybe that's
it?
not his real name. Maybe that's why he uses it, and he has the
They're
last
using that
four
name a
digits
lot,
of his
man.
number is 1984, and he's the Penguin Group, like the Penguin from Joker. And I'm not going into all details, but fuck that guy. You can tell when somebody's
Right.
controlled opposition because they're like, well, that's good information, but we're not going to cover it. We're only allowed to know this much. That's suspect. All truth is good truth. There's not any truth that's not good truth if you're for the truth. So I'm not trying to get all worked up.
Fuck
It's 8 o'clock.
Osman.
I gotta be up in 5 hours, and then I work a 13-hour day. I do this every day. I don't know why I do it. Maybe I'm a little bit of a slave. I just want my special needs child to be raised with everything that they need. So I love you.
I get
God
that,
bless you.
Smith. I get that, Smith. But we got to talk more about it because you can't be living with all this pressure and burden, and you're going to burn
No, I
yourself
agree.
out if you're not already. You need to get your rest, right? So whether you do with a few extra bucks per day and you get what you need rather than what you'd rather have, everyone, it's never enough. They got to give for themselves and their children. They need you more than they need whatever you could get for the extra couple hours if you have an option, right? So not everywhere has an option. I don't know what your situation is, but if you're choosing to put in extra time at work to run from yourself and not get your rest, you're on a loop that doesn't end well, and it doesn't bode well for stopping drinking. You got to have that balance and that leveling. I believe that, right? Wes Watson will tell you he sleeps 4 hours a night. Come on, scream and yell, constantly, and say it works for him. So who am I? He's ripped, rich, and rare, right? But I do believe some places balance is not good. Other places I think it is good, right? You got to have 8 hours kind of working at least, 8 hours with yourself and what you do, 8 hours of rest, somewhere around that kind of program. So I don't really think that 4 and 5 hours consistently, the way your inner space is, running all over, is necessarily a positive thing. There's probably a lot of manic depressive shit going on, right? Where you're
I just want to throw this out
hyper-focused.
there. You said,
Right.
I didn't mean to interrupt. There's a little leg. I just want to say, you said, Miss Watson, who am I? I don't care who I am. I respect what you just said, and you're spot on accurate. I agree with you. I wish everybody in your community a good night. God bless y'all, and take care. I appreciate you, Paul. I appreciate you letting me back on. I'm sorry for whatever's happened in the past, and I appreciate you. I appreciate your kind words, and more than anything, I appreciate hearing about your experience and things like that are a little more real, or whatever. Not that I'm saying that you're faking any time. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I appreciate it, brother to brother. I appreciate you. Take care.
Right. I appreciate you as well, Smith. And it's not about letting anyone back here. Typically, I let everyone back here, unless they do something, I guess, reprehensible. But I don't think anybody's going to kill a child on a broadcast. Hopefully not, and they haven't yet. So, yeah, It's like I don't have any need to keep anyone away from here. I will employ that at times to show people that they're not going to get their way doing shit the way they're doing it, like you would with a child. Okay, I know what you want, and I even know what you need, and you won't do what it takes to get either of those. So now I just got to like time you out or leave you off for a few days or maybe a few weeks, and then we bring you back and we see if you get the message, of like what's appropriate. Nah, it's kind of a shame that I even have to be a part of that, being a rights and freedom self-governance guy. But again, self-governance apparently isn't for everyone. Far from it. So I guess I have to employ my own little version of metaphysical behavioral modification, where I do no less injury and harm. I just reveal consequences to you for your actions. This place here in this panel is a lot of people's metaversal heroin. So when I like take away their supply, they just, they start thinking twice. Maybe I should like look at what he's saying. Maybe I should consider my actions. Maybe I should change some of my ways and get a better result in my life and in other people's experience. What a profound thought. Other folks never have to get that treatment because they just know either intuitively or been fucking raised on some level how to behave. That doesn't mean you even have to really censor yourself. It's just kind of fucking reading yourself in the room and where we're all at and knowing the next right thing to do, even if that's do nothing. Your thoughts, Rob Cleveland? I'm doing a lot of rambling tonight. We got the Smith creature. I'm almost in like a flow zone where I'm here and I'm not. It's kind of bizarre. I think it's got something to do with this fucking reefer. This is some good reefer this time around. So I'm in that flow state, ironically enough, I guess. You'd have to tell me, Cleveland, what do you want and need from me right now? You want to wrap up? I'm in service to you and you alone. You're a contributor, sir, and you're African American. And that's enough for me. Right. Okay. So he's got nothing. Cleveland's got nothing for me. Virgil, go ahead, sir. Anything before we wrap this up? You got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'll be brief. So, I've realized pretty early that I've learned that it's not all about the numbers. I don't know if you're familiar with the app TikTok. I usually post on TikTok quite frequently. I guess you could say like I'm a content creator. And I talk about like, self-sufficiency, growing your own food, improving your health, things of that nature. And I've had a lot of views. I have like over 70,000 followers, but I've realized to some extent that it's not obviously about the numbers, because at this point, how far I've gone with that that channel on TikTok, it's not like, to me, there's like no motivation right now to post. You know what I mean? It's like I have to find that inner space within me to continuously post regardless of the outcome. And I have been censored a lot too on TikTok. It's just the same as how
Yeah,
you
I
get
was on there, bro. They're heavy with the censorship. They won't even they fucking stopped me before even 800 people. They started playing with the games and not promoting shit. If I decided to promote something, they wouldn't do it. So yeah, I just got away from that almost immediately because I saw that shit's fucking censored, like from the word go. This shit you have to get somewhere first before they seem to start becoming aware of you. But that TikTok shit, almost from the word go, they were like on to me. They wouldn't push it. They wouldn't promote it. They would reject ads. Wouldn't let me get past a certain number to be monetized. And it was rather a few people. So yeah, I don't even deal with that. But
yeah, and the thing is, like, TikTok will push more of what you like to watch if you like to watch a lot of videos, depending on what you like to watch. So I do notice that in TikTok, regardless of the social media platform, there's still a lot of people still posting truth. It's still getting out there. They have to say it in certain kind of ways to avoid the algorithms in that kind of manner. But it's the same thing. People talk so much trash about like TikTok supposedly because it's China. and they're taking all our information. But YouTube and Facebook, they're doing the exact same thing, so it makes no difference. It's just learning how to maneuver around the system. That's correct.
Yeah, it seems regardless of what you go on TikTok for, you wind up wanting to see shapely women in spandex pants, because that's just what keeps coming up on mine, right? And I'm not really complaining. I just go, this is kind of some algorithm. So yeah, I guess someone's figured out somewhere whether you're well, okay. I guess there was a joke in there. I was going to say you're either coming for that or leaving with that. And I was going to rework the wording, but I think you could see where was going with that. It's a family broadcast. So, yeah, if you didn't come for that, you're leaving with that. For whatever reason, they've tapped into the every 6-second male subconscious and know if they, I guess, throw women in stretch pants on there with rather voluptuous derriere, that's going to.
I'd say a majority of those videos, it has to be at least 90% are men who are in monogamous relationships. That's for sure. And if they're not, well, I guess you could say the majority of them are.
Say that first part again about what was the choice?
No, I'd say I would, in my opinion, I think the majority of people that that get addicted to those kind of videos, majority of them, as from what I've seen in my experience, are monogamous males.
Again, I won't make any determination or conjecture one way or the other. I think it's sort of, natural behavior, especially for a man in his quote unquote prime, to be more sort of attracted to certain things. And again, I wouldn't necessarily call it addicted. It shows up there, I look at it briefly and I kind of move on with my day. Unless I'm feeling a little frisky and want to, love myself, so to speak. If I'm not involved with somebody at the time. So, again, I'm not like on social media. I don't really go on there. Most of the time, even if I go on there and they're showing me a panel of women in stretch pants, I go, okay, well, that's nice. It looks nice. It activates something in my animal beingness. But again, 3/4 of these women, dare I even use the term women, there's not much going on there. So it's almost a sort of two worlds. Again, this is why they'll say Paulie the incel, because it's kind of a depressing dynamic for someone like me. Because, again, I can be a highly sexual being, and also some folks might say spiritual and or intellectual at times, I guess, if I want to believe that, and folks will report that. So, you kind of want a woman or women in kind, in a way. Dare I sound, I guess, like a woman. I'm just not okay with having a hot piece of ass that I'm kind of desirous over who's an empty vessel. So, and again, maybe I'm making judgments and I'm poisoning the well of women, but most of these women I see on there, let's say you look at them, you see they're attractive, and you take a look into what their life's about and how they write and the rest of it. I mean, it's not a great report. These people could barely speak, spell, write, communicate an idea effectively. They can't think for themselves. And a lot of them are corrupted, we'll say, tainted in their lineage. And I'm not going to go too far into that. So I think you get what I'm saying. There's a lot of monkey business going on. So, yeah, great. Hot women apparently are a dime a dozen. Just like I suppose if you go certain places from a woman's perspective, attractive men are a dime a dozen. What's beyond that? So regardless of how addicted as a body or hormonal or chemical I could get about it or desirous, as a being, as a man who either is or wants to be honorable and respectable, there's just not much there. Time to hang it up. There you go. Sam Gold, my small-hatted producer, he has informed me that it's probably best to hang it up. What did I say, Sam Gold? It's Sam Gold. He's shortened it. It's Goldstein. So Mr. Sam Goldstein, and you can see his likeness there, right? He's a very good businessman, we'll say. That's what we'll say. So Sam Goldstein, what did I do wrong? What did I say wrong that just kind of put you off, that led you to believe that maybe just kind of was it the extreme drop in numbers, kind of just the bottom fell out almost instantly, or was it something I said or did? Did I pull a Kanye? I don't remember insulting the certain groups we spoke about that I shouldn't insult. I don't remember doing that. What are we speaking about, Virgil? I made the mistake of going to my small-hatted business partner.
Yeah, we were going into how a lot of these thirst traps lead to nothing. You know, you end up losing attraction right away once you see the core beliefs, thoughts, processes, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Definitely.
how much problems, either how much it's going to cost me financially or how many problems it's going to cost me in my life and my lifestyle and my process and my journey and the way I live. So, yeah, I ain't willing to, pay for a goofy bitch to adore me like a lot of the monogamy boys and take care of them like they're their daddy. I'm not willing to placate their ego and their delicate sensibilities and lack of understanding of self and others. And usually a lot of these very attractive women, as the world will tell them, because the world reports that to them. Oh, you're very attractive. You pretty much get whatever you want. They're very unlikely, especially the younger they are and hotter they believe they are, very unlikely to want to be led or taught by me, presuming they need it. And I'm just not delusional, right? They're not going to be teachable. They're not going to be respectable. They're not going to be honorable. It just leads to a problem, right? Because I just believe in this life, the co-creation and sexuality that comes with that has to be contingent upon some level of self-knowledge and development. If not, it's a prescription for trouble. So, again, this is why I say I tend to just do better, and this is where they talk shit and make fun of me and project. I tend to do better and be more well received and have a better understanding with middle-aged women, I guess you could say. After a certain age, age group and on, because, I'm not going to lead with money and career and monogamy and claiming to love you and only you. And as I said earlier, pay for all your shit and all the rest of it. Right? Because again, I see where these relationships get, and regardless of the provisions, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it seems nobody really knows anybody and there's no real respect and trust. And it seems there hasn't been much self-work done on either party. And maybe I'm making sweeping generalizations. Go ahead. Let's get the hell out of here, Virgil. I keep saying that, and you wind up getting me looping back. It's not hard to get me to do it, right? I am fascinated by the whole thing, I guess, indefinitely.
No, yeah, I'm definitely fascinated too. I'll wrap it up real quick too. I'm almost done. I just wanted to say, I definitely do agree with you. I've been in a monogamous relationship for the previous almost 2 years. 1 year for sure, 1 year and a half. And I've learned so much. I learned how to be more of a man, how to take control of situations to where they don't explode and lead to screaming, arguing, threatening, things like that.
So what would you say? Would you say that the monogamy thing is more your idea? Is it organic and authentic? Is it more to just kind of keep the peace with her? Where do you stand on that? And obviously, always just tell me whatever you're experiencing.
Yes, of course. Based on what I've been feeling myself internally, I feel like even though I love the woman that I'm with, I feel like me personally, I will be missing out on life and life itself if I am limiting myself to certain experiences. How I express my love and in that kind of way. And I feel like I'm hindering myself. And there's been certain situations where we're at the store or at the restaurant, and let's say I find someone else I find a physical attraction to another female. I'm not over here like a dog with my eyes and my tongue, like, I know how to carry myself in a respectful manner and not make her look dumb either. But I do know that I feel some kind of way where I feel trapped and enclosed and I feel caged in a monogamous relationship, and I don't feel free to do whatever I want. And I
Now, do
know
you
that.
think that that's contingent upon the partner you're with, or do you think it's just a general dynamic for you in a monogamous relationship, where the more you're forced to choose one woman, only one woman, the more you kind of take on this internal space of having to be kind of controlling, or it almost just kind of creates an insecurity that may not even be there.
No, yeah,
Organic.
I would say generally, because I've seen on my experience, I've been to a lot of residential homes where I install flooring for people's houses, and there's very few couples where they stay together for a very long time. And then I see the power dynamic within the relationship, and I don't like it personally. I don't see any kind of benefit to me in that regard, to where I would be like, wow, that's goals right there. One relationship, 50 years plus. That's not something
So
that's not
you
my
have
goal.
those discussions with this woman about what you're thinking and feeling, and what your kind of your inner space is reporting to. Do you talk with her about all that?
Yes, definitely. Especially now, since I've become more open to express myself no matter what anybody thinks. And now that I've been watching your panel more, I've become more brave and just to say what I feel, especially in the moment, regardless if it's gonna trigger her in some kind of way, uh, or even trigger me in some kind of way, whatever she has to say. But I do know that from in my experience, and I've only had, this is my first long-term relationship. I've never had a relationship that long, so that's why I'm saying I've learned so much so quickly, and I'm grateful and thankful for it. And I have those conversations with her, but we've already agreed to the point where if she begins to realize and see for herself that I am on the point of approaching other women, getting numbers and things like that, she will decide to leave at that point of time.
Okay, and now this is what I love. And what does that do to you?
Well, to me, I like in
This is
my
like, I
ego.
love this game. Hey, I love you so much that I'm going to leave you forever unconditionally if you entertain another woman in any way that I perceive as a threat to my position. It does not seem truly loving. It seems egoic. And it's not typically, you might even say that a man is more engineered to kind of do that in a way, or feel that. But again, there's not much distinction from what I see between masculine and feminine ego, so to speak. So, and again, some folks will say, hey, it's just a standard she has. She's a high value woman. She's setting a standard. I don't see it that way. For her to dishonor what you're feeling and experiencing and say, well, I'd rather not even understand that and be a part of that. And, in any way, if I'm able to, I'm going to set a condition on it. I say I love you till you do something that I don't like or threatens my ego and my position, in which case I'm out the door unconditionally, and I'm going to hold to that. That doesn't sound like somebody who's really invested in me and in my life and my journey and my authentic experience. And again, I don't know how she told it to you. It's kind of one thing to say, well, here's my conditions, like it or love it. That's her prerogative. There's another thing, I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
the way it happened,
what I've seen with Jennifer is that you would think that a woman would say, I love you and respect you enough to know you're not out here lying and cheating and doing crazy shit. So I want to know more about you, or men in general. I'm a student of life. And it's not so much as important on whether I'm going to stay or go in this moment. Like the truth and the growth and the learning and the cares, I think, is supposed to outweigh the condition of whether I stay or go, because, like I said, there's a threat to the position.
Of course. And the thing is, from my past experience, and the thing from what I've realized is I learned how to learn from other people's experiences so I don't make the same mistakes. I see a lot of my uncles, my aunties, my cousins. They all are in monogamous relationships. Not all of them are cheating, but some of them do.
What's your condition? What's your condition for her?
Well,
like, does she have a set of conditions for you? Like, you got to make certain amount of money, pay for certain things. Okay.
No, well, as that goes on, there's no conditions on that kind of part. You know, we're both kind of working to build our own side hustles, side businesses. She wants to get into herbalism and creating tinctures and balms, natural ingredients and things like that from local herbs, so she doesn't have to spend as much money. And I'm helping her pursue that dream. And she's
So how old is this woman?
She's 1 year younger than me. She's 20.
Okay, so odds are, like, from what you hear here that you resonate with, presuming it's true, which is a big if, this woman has a lot to learn about herself, life, relationships. Not saying I'm an expert by any means. I'm not doing that game. I'm just saying, like, odds are whatever she believes or feels, she's learned or believes from somebody else, or what she thinks she knows, which is, in any scenario you go to, legal, lawful, spiritual, relationships, there's just not much understanding there, no?
Correct. And what I was trying to clarify earlier was that I see a lot of mistakes with my uncles. They go and cheat. They go to Mexico, go to the strip clubs and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to have to lie to my woman, say I'm going to do this, but in reality, that's bad faith. I don't want to have that reputation on myself. And I took the stand where, regardless if what's going to happen, whether we're both going to get triggered in this kind of conversations, but I'm going to bring it up because I feel like this is something that definitely needs to be talked about.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. Do you feel more compelled to honor your nature as it is, as you perceive it, whether it changes or not? Because we don't know. It could change overnight, I guess. If you meet someone, maybe that chemistry changes. But from where you're at and what you seem to know about yourself and your experience, are you more compelled to honor that and say whatever's meant to be will be? And maybe we can talk it through. And it doesn't mean you're going to go out and start talking to people. You may be organically compelled to just focus more of your time and energy, attention separate from what you do with her, right? And then it's just, okay, we want to do that. But, like, do you want to honor your nature and be open to that? And then say, if she stays, she stays, she goes, she goes? Or do you want to, like, create a scenario where you have to stay with her and only her, or else she's going to leave anyway?
I've pondered really hard about that because I do love her, but I've learned so much, especially off of you, to let go to the outcome, surrender to the outcome, no matter what happens. So I would rather honor my nature as a man, but also knowing the other side, that I'm not going to be dogging any kind of woman. She needs to have value herself. And when I mean value, not just any kind of physical value.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it just is preferable. And I might even say on both sides, from not, risk of being hypocritical if I don't, even though you could argue it's not the same dynamic. Women entertaining other men versus men entertaining other women. It might be egoic. There might be an actual argument there, yeah, I just think it's like, we shouldn't be putting conditions on whether we're going to love someone or not, stay with them or not, based on them having a connection with another being, and maybe exploring that and seeing where it goes. Like, if we actually care about the being and we want what's meant to be, we should kind of be open to that on some level. No, I mean, it'd be foolish to not be. We're going to keep and have somebody forever, and they're never going to meet somebody, feel some kind of way about them on different levels. It's probably bound to happen on both sides. So I just think it's more freeing on all levels, internally and externally, to say, well, if we trust each other, respect each other's vision and discernment and ways and lifestyle, we pretty much know nobody's going to go crazy here. If we talk about it before, during, and after, we see how it feels and where it goes and what we want to do. Like, as time goes on, it's conditional acceptance. With more information and understanding comes the mitigation of the feelings in the inner space, it would seem to me. Especially, again, If a woman's rap is, maybe she's like, hey, it's got to be me and only me because she's more selective. They tend to want, one or very few all the time, right? Men are more geared the other way, as I spoke about, as I see it. So we meet in the middle, and then we honor our nature in a sense. We don't dishonor each other, and there's a mutual respect, right? Again, when you get past all the bullshit, women should pretty much be like, listen, if you're not out here fucking goofy, bizarre, however you want to put it, it's kind of egoic sounding, shallow, but sort of unattractive beings on all levels. If you're not out here messing with unattractive beings on all levels and causing me and others problems and mismanaging the affairs, what's the issue, right? If you're still going to love me and be here for me and really not much is going to change and maybe more is going to be brought to the table, what's the issue? And then easier said than done, because when you start exploring it, triggers are going to happen. People are going to start competing, feeling less than, insecure, all that. And then you got to talk through it and figure it out.
That's
right?
true because what I've noticed off of this relationship is, I'm pretty sure majority of all the monogamous relationships, it's more inclined. I would correct me if I'm wrong. Usually the women are the ones checking the males, the male's DMs to see if he's not doing anything behind her back. Usually the man, from what I've noticed, I'm not over here always like, I don't even care to check or anything like that, like what she's doing in the DMs, quote unquote, and that she's checking me, and I feel like, wow, this is just my mama 2.0 in some kind of way, and I don't like it.
So the bottom line is, right, is you're just basically telling me there's no trust, and you're telling her who and what you are. So she's not trusting.
But the thing is, in the beginning, I did tell her I would be monogamous for her, and I'd be, I gave her the whole rap because that's how I was thinking at first. And through this relationship is what made me adapt and learn the power dynamics and learn how to read behind the words. And that's how I learned so much. So now I changed my point of view, and I changed so much to the certain extent. She even says sometimes, I don't even know you anymore. Like, it's like you're a complete different person.
So wouldn't you say, though, I don't want to lead you in a sense, wouldn't you say you just become more comfortable with being who and what you are on the inside and expressing that, rather than, it's not that you changed, it's that you brought forth whatever was hidden or not revealed, and now that's changed the way you're seen. Does that make sense?
Correct. Yes, that does.
Right.
Yeah, because I've definitely kept myself, usually toward my when it comes to my brother, my sister, my mother, I've told them things about life. Like, I know a lot of what's going on, and I would tell them, but it would go in one ear, come out the other. I was the main one who had more care for themselves and their lives and myself than they cared for their own lives. So I had to learn how to, at a certain extent, how to, put limitations and boundaries so I don't feel like I'm getting stepped over all the time. And that
right, and that's the thing. And even the way kind of, and I wanted this to become a hang up for you, because it's easy to, give how I perceive it and it just be wrong in a sense. And then you just start thinking that's how you're perceived and then become a hang up. But the way I perceive you, you're young, you look kind of youthful. You seem to have that like love and care in you, right? More of that feminine, they would call it, energy, not in a negative way. Almost in a positive
I know
way.
what you mean, because, by the way, I'm pretty sure you would know, but I didn't grow up with my father. I haven't seen my father in like 8, almost 10 years. I grew up with my mother. My mother took care of 3 of us.
So we're already doing the whole part of the reason we're here is because daddy, don't got a daddy, and so now you're a man raised by women who probably couldn't keep a man because they're not going to let him honor his nature. And like you said, you got all your uncles and everybody seemingly fucking around one way or the other. So there's a part of him that's that way. So you got these same problems over and over again, right? So yeah, I think just this is just the way out of it on one level. of saying, well, this is at least who and what I am. I'm going to honor that. I'm going to break the cycle of telling these women, hey, baby, I love you and only you, only got eyes for you, and then stepping out on the town and living two lives. At least you're honoring where you're at. Now, you have to now determine, is this functional? Is this going to work? Am I able to do this and live this and manage this? And it may take you having a certain kind of woman to do it, if it's going to be done at all, right? You have to discern, is this something organic and natural for you and part of your creational being? Is this something that's been overlaid onto you? And again, they'll say, oh, it's the porno, it's the porno. I'm not accepting that. We're back to scripture 1,000 years ago. There's 7 wives there for a reason. Because
That's
it's in a
true.
man's,
Yeah,
you
when
know.
I brought up like not wanting to be monogamous anymore, the first couple thoughts, and she would always bring it up, would be, oh, it's because I wanted to fuck more women, and she would accuse herself of, how am I not enough? And it had nothing to do with you. It had to do with how I was feeling, and I didn't just want to feel enclosed, trapped, caged for my life. I want to enjoy my life, but yet again, boundaries to where I'm not just, sleeping around with any woman. There's
Right. Yeah, so that's the thing, and that's what I talk about with the triggers and the ego kicking up, is the same thing that would kick up in you. If she said, hey, I don't want to be monogamous anymore right away, what is my dick not big enough? Am I not making enough money? Am I not, and then you start going down the list of whatever. Now, on some level, that may or may not be true. It just may be part of that being's inner space to not be more wired that way. But typically what I see is the woman is, if she's happy with the man on multiple levels or sees something in him and whatever, and there's some kind of movement there, she pretty much wants him and only him.
Exactly. And the thing is, my girl, or the woman I'm with, should I say,
do you get the vibe that she's got eyes for other people and got other situations?
No,
Not
it's
that you
because
always
I'm
know.
so secure in myself that I know that I'm a valuable man.
Right.
I know that she wouldn't even go snooping around for no low value man. And she thinks that's cockiness. I'm like, no, it's just because I know the value within myself. And as far as the polarities.
But like I know that may not always be true, right? Like, so you can't say, well, I know my value, so she's not going to do this. You could say, I have a pretty good idea. It won't happen, but she could do anything at the end of the day. The point is a person of value doesn't go up or down depending on what the person next to them is doing or not doing. Their value goes up or down. Because if she walks away from you and has a come up, well, I guess her value goes up. If she gets everything she wants and needs and it's a quote unquote better man, if she goes and fucks around to try to prove something to you or her with someone who's a bozo, she just brought her value down in your eyes and pretty much in her own eyes and in that person she's dealing with eyes, if he knows what's up. So, I mean, that's just kind of how I'm seeing it, is like, you got to be aware of yourself, what you bring to the table and what you're lacking, and then create that version of you that you step into that, hey, on some level, even if you do leave me, you better come. It's not even an ego thing. You better come back with some guy who, doesn't embarrass you, or, in my eyes and in your own eyes, if that makes sense, right? It's the same thing. We could play the equality game. The same way, if you really get past the bullshit, right, and you could call it shallow and judgy, I think that if you come home with an attractive woman who's got a mind and a heart and a spirit on her, and she can rap and have conversation, and you got the same kind of woman at home, dare I say kind of woman, beyond the competition and ego, what's the issue? The issue is when you bring home some goofy bitch or some STD or some child that's not going to be taken care of, and your value goes down. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing out here? You're causing problem for yourself and others. So I think there's certain kind of women, it may not be for everybody, but there's certain kind of women that see the value in attempting to walk the path of honoring a man's nature and being open to the idea of a community life and lifestyle. Where, there's other women involved, and that looks like benefits and privileges for everybody. If we can get past the I'm not enough. What if it turns out one is not enough, quote unquote, for any man or most men? I'm not saying it is. I'm just asking a question. What if it turns out that one woman, no matter how high value they are, is not enough? Sir, what are you doing? You're
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just wrapping up right now.
Yeah, we've not got into this conversation with the women, right? We need the women up here at some point, and Rob Cleveland, because we have to ask the hard questions that may lead to an answer that people don't like, but is necessary.
That's
because I
correct.
get
Because
it. Cuck in Tennessee is happy. That's why you could see he's so happy and fulfilled and peaceful, and never at war with himself or others. So they'll claim, hey, one woman's enough for me, even if she's sexually inactive, and just be constantly seemingly angry, miserable, at war with themselves and others, and basically just trying to prove shit. The same thing I see with a lot of the monogamy boys, right? So I'm not buying it. I think whether subconsciously or consciously or naturally as a beingness, even if it's just physical, one is never really, quote unquote, enough, no matter how great or valuable the being is perceived to be. It's just not how we're really hardwired to be.
Yep.
And if it's not a hardwire, it's a genetic adaptation at some point, because we know where we come out of and what the dynamic was.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that, Paul. And I know you're ready to go. You must be very upset.
I'm enjoying the conversation, Virgil. I'm actually I'm engaged. I'm enjoying it. So we can continue as long as I can. I guess.
Well, I was just saying because she would usually give me the Disney, princess spill that one life, one relationship for life and all this. And at first I would feel so bad to think otherwise, but now that I've my mind has been open to another perspective, listening to your podcast, your broadcast, it's definitely enlightened me for sure.
See, no, see this guy, they're doing it, right? I haven't been in the situation. I can't speak from firsthand experience, but I could tell you all things to me are holographic, and you can replicate, duplicate, emulate. So it's not about syncing up and then you got 3 or 4 problems. If 3 or 4 women sync up, then you got one problem still. You just got 3 or 4 selves who synced up over one problem. The solution to that one problem doesn't change. Doesn't matter whether 1, 2, 3, or all of them understand it or not. So there's really nothing for me to do other than show and tell and then walk away. If there's value there, then it will be perceived and acted upon. If not, or it's not perceived and or acted upon, then there's no real need to be there. And it's not about my way, it's the way. If I could communicate an idea that makes sense on both sides and brings us to a point of unification and understanding and co-creation, where's the problem other than in the being and their ego and misapprehension or their belief system? Because again, that's your prerogative. You want to hold to a belief system that you don't know whether it works or not and not be open to what I'm communicating that might resonate with you and make sense. That's a you issue. That's foolishness. So, I'm more in fear of not understanding myself and the truth than I am in holding to a belief system I was told is godly or righteous in fear of what will happen if I don't. And I haven't really heard a compelling argument from any of these people on why I should do what they say or what's always been done. And my firsthand experience reports, it would seem, enough to me with others as well on what is necessary and proper in certain arenas. So your thoughts, Virgil, in general? Again, if this is what you've been thinking and feeling, if not recently for a while, then you have to honor that and talk about that and gain confidence and confide in others, whoever's in your life, especially if they say they love you and care about you. They should be there to work with you through something or support you as you are that, and or move on and create another situation if they can't make it happen. But, as far as I perceive, you can't dishonor your thoughts, emotions, and actions and your beingness unless you believe it to be wrong. But then I'll go back to the words and terms. If you didn't cause any loss, injury, and harm, it's not wrong. If you're claiming it's unethical, substantiate the claim. Why is it unethical? And you really never get any answer other than somebody's feelings. And then I'll ask, is every feeling real? If you went and looked at it, is it possible you'd have a different thought and emotion about it? So, this process, I believe, has to take place, and then you have to figure it all out for yourself, alone or together with whoever you're with, and who's meant to stay the way they are and with who they're with and for how long and why and all the rest of it, right? So I can't dictate any of that, obviously. But I'm still figuring it out for me, right? If I'm being all the way real, I'm still learning it and figuring it out for me. I'm applying something in my life that I believe I understand and that I resonate with, that makes sense to me, that I seem to be able to lead others with, but it still hasn't come about completely. I see the makings of it and the potential here. There's plenty of women here who are open to experiencing with me, it would seem, on various levels. And then the question becomes, is it a reality? And if not, for what reason? And then you may come to find out whether people think I'm doing a cult or a harem or whatever else, that I've found in my experience, it's not as feasible at this time with most people as whether you want it or don't want it to be. Most people have not done a lot of self-work on themselves and been true and real with themselves and others, and therefore couldn't take on this life and lifestyle. Right. And if they did, it would only be a source of problem and or solution for them based on what they could do with it, from what I perceive. Because if nothing else, you got to be free. If you're not free to love and express your thoughts, emotions, and actions and yourself sexually, without mismanaging yourself and others' affairs, I don't see the point of living. Right. And then we all decide where that goes. It could look like one woman for the rest of your life. It could look like one woman for 3/4 of your life and then another. It's whatever is authentic and organic at the end of the day. And it would seem the more conscious and aware you become, the more that pool shrinks, right, of options, so to speak.
Yeah, and Tribe is saying that the younger generation confused him, that at his 20s, he was never thinking about monogamy. But if I'm being genuine, I was genuinely confused and lost. And I thought monogamy was the way to go. And I wanted, I guess you could say back then, a ride or die, all this, someone's going to hold it down. You know what I mean? But I've learned so much. My perspective's changed. And I'm glad I was able to catch on early instead of later. But my phone's about to die, and I'm done with this side job. Paul, thank you so much. Love this
Right, but let's be
broadcast.
clear, right? I want it to be clear. I'm not taking credit for anything. I'm telling you where I'm at in my life, which could be completely incorrect. If you feel there's value in this and you're learning stuff and you see it applied and you're getting results inside or outside of yourself, great. But I don't want it to be a thing where like I'm misleading you and then I'm claiming, hey, this is the absolute truth. And if not this way, the wrong way. So, you got to search yourself. You got to be aware of yourself, watch yourself, see what is real to you in that moment, and then figure it out through conversation and experience. So, I'm just telling you what I'm observing and reporting and what I'm experiencing. If that works for you and you see the value, great. But yeah, I also don't want to mislead. So I always have to leave it open for you to have your own thoughts and feelings and experiences and conversations with others around you and figure it out. I wouldn't take their word for it either by any means, unless they got really something great to show, right? That makes sense. You're talking this way, you got to believe, show me something that fucking moves me and compels me. And if you don't get that, well, would seem it's common sense. Why would I really listen?
Facts. All right, Paul. Well, y'all
all right,
have a
get out of
good
here.
night. Much love.
Appreciate you, Virgil.
I'll see you later. Much love.
Thank you, sir. All right, Rob Cleveland, are you there, sir? All right, he's fucking sleeping or whatever. I don't know what this guy's doing. All right, I'm out of here, folks. Another one of the books. Enlightening conversation with the young fellow, the young man. He's on his journey. He's figuring it all out. He's questioning himself and others. He's reporting the results, so we'll see where it goes. It's a long game, like anything else. So good to see him, though, on the journey of questioning himself and others and seeming to be more confident as time goes on, speaking out more, contributing more, opening up more. So I see the confidence, right? That's good to see. Just make sure you keep your ego in check, keep it real with yourself and others. Honor yourself at this time. And as you go along, as I said, see what's reported back and, discuss it here too. Come here and discuss it. See if you get a different perspective. Make sure you're not having a toxic emotion one way or the other, if it's possible to reveal here. So, all right, let me get the hell out of here. Appreciate all you folks. Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. Much love, as the Talcadian one says. And we look forward to his return and our return as well tomorrow. And we'll see what the Yurt fellow has in store. So I'm interested in that. All right, I'm out of here.